Before we start this week's show, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is continuing to support the Patreon. James Walker, Alpa Aidin, Matthew Crumpton, Zacalyptic, Krusty Boy, Danny Brooks, James Daly, James Bartlett, Robin Fahy, Ben Ansell, Eric DeHorn, Leon, Anthony Johnson, Daz Poz, Craig Wood, Matthew Kelly, Paul Hickin, Jason Adams, Ryan O'Kane, John Levitt, Turner, John Smith, Brian, and Wes. Again, thank you all very much for continuing to support the show via the Patreon. Without you guys, the show wouldn't be happening. If you wish to join the Patreon, of course, you are more than welcome to do so. So head on over to patreon.com/360gamercast and join today. Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 752 for Tuesday, the 7th of October 2025. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby 360G, and joining me today is...
It's Graham, or GHAMOX14.
It's Nick again from the internet.
And the Fall Guy Sensei Switch.
There we go. Nice to have a full house again. It's been a little while. Just a little bit of a notice. There won't be a show next week because I won't be it. And the week after there probably will be, but I'm not going to guarantee that 100% because I might be away again because I've got a couple of weeks off work at the minute and we're going to be doing things. So I'm definitely away this weekend coming. But I don't know what we're doing the weekend after. So I don't want to guarantee a podcast if I can't because I want to do some family stuff. So there's definitely 1 week off. There might be two. So I'll keep you posted in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, why not? Join it. Links in the show notes. Cool. Well, it's been an interesting week, guys, hasn't it?
Just a tad.
Yeah.
So we had some discussions last week about Xbox. I got a little bit upset because obviously all of their traditional first-party games are going to PlayStation with the announcement of Flight Sim going to PlayStation by Christmas time. And I was already a little bit upset there. We've also had the news, obviously, last week, which we discussed, of a lot of stores around the world have stopped stocking the system and its games.
Yeah.
And
the consoles going up in price over the last, 2 years?
Yeah, which Sony have also done, but Microsoft more so. I think in America, the Series X is even more expensive than the PS5 Pro, which is insane.
One iteration of it.
Yeah. It's still crazy to me. But obviously, Sony have launched another version of the PS5 Slim around the world now with a smaller hard drive as well. So as I say, I'm going to try not to bash Xbox too much tonight because obviously, Sony have been guilty of some of the stuff, but some mate, this week we might as well get into it. They announced an increase of price of Gamepass. And it's quite a substantial increase, actually. So, in America, it's gone from from $20 to $30 a month, and in the UK, from £15 to $22.99 a month. Which
that is for the ultimate, like the top track with the game day one games and stuff, isn't it?
To be fair, Webby, they did up it from 15 to 20 about 10 months ago. as well, if you see what I mean. So in the last 2 years, or 14 months, it's gone from 15 to 23.
Well, that's strange because I've been paying for Game Pass Ultimate for Marcus, and I've been paying £15 a month for that.
Yeah, but didn't you like stack it and get a good deal for?
No, for me I did, but for him I've been paying it monthly. And even like I checked last month's bill and it was £15. So, but obviously because I cancelled his Game Pass, when I look now it's $22.99 if I want to renew him. But still, I think that's still, like, for me. I think it's too. I think it's too much, to be honest, and because the things that they gave. Well, the reason they gave was because they were adding this Fortnite thing. I forget the name of it now. Fortnite Crew. I don't even know what the fuck that is. No idea.
It's a monthly subscription where you get free V-Bucks, all the battle passes that are released during that month, and free characters and stuff that are unique to that subscription.
Okay, and there was something else it came with as well, but
Ubisoft something, is
Ubisoft.
it?
Oh yeah, but it's
Ubisoft Classics.
Yes, Ubisoft Plus Classics.
It's not Ubisoft what you would get though, is it, Webby? That's a weirder thing. So you don't get the new games with that.
No,
just
you get all the old games.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No. So personally, I think, and this is just personal, it's not, and I've seen the arguments online. Oh, wow, you're just upset because you can't afford it. It's nothing to do with money for me because, 23 quid I could easily afford for playing video games, but it's just the point of it, raising it in my mind from 15 quid to 23 quid in one jump is just ridiculous. And the extra things that they're offering as an excuse do not matter to me at all.
Yeah.
I don't play Fortnite. I've already played every single good Ubisoft game anyway. So that extra money a month for me is not worth it. And especially because I've been paying like for 2 subscriptions. Obviously Marcus is upset now, and the only reason I paid for an extra subscription is because I built him a PC to play, and I thought, well, it'd be good to have him an extra subscription for the PC, but obviously now he's just going to have to play Steam games and that. My subscription doesn't run out till May next year, so I've got 2 Xboxes downstairs, so my house, they can still use my Game Pass, and I can do obviously the home Xbox, the system share thing, to get around that. But I think, the way I've been thinking recently, and I don't know if you guys are in the same page as me, but obviously the VPN trick for Game Pass doesn't work anymore because I used to stack up 2 or 3 years at a time using the VPN trick anyway. So I was paying like 100 quid for 2 or 3 years, which was a bargain. But now I'm like, well, I look at it now and I'm like, well, that's £23 a month. That's almost £300 a year just to rent games.
To not own any game.
Yeah, and I looked actually at I went through and I listed out every game that's come out on Game Pass this year. And do you know how many of those games I would have actually bought? One.
2.
One. And that was Expedition 33.
Yeah.
All right.
Like every other release, and I know there's been some big releases, you've had Hollow Knight and a few others, but I wouldn't have bought any of them because they're not for me. So I'm like thinking to myself, well, that's not good value for money for me. And obviously some of the older games get played, and if you're big into Call of Duty, I guess, that might be something for you. But for me, I'm like, that's a lot of money to spend a year to rent games that because if I'm only buying a few of those games a year, I might as well just do that. So obviously they've put it into tiers now, haven't they? Anyway, so you got the upper tier. I need to find the page actually.
Then we've got 3 tiers, haven't we? Like Core, which is just live, sort of Ultimate, but you don't get the day one games, and then Super Ultimate, where you get everything.
Yeah, that's right. So I found a little picture. There we go. So you've got, and this is in American prices on this picture. So the essential just to play, and this is just to play online. And this is what's even crazier to me. You remember Xbox Live Gold? Oh, I just want to say hello to Razzle Tazzle. Hope you're doing well, mate. Xbox Live Gold was only about £40 a year, and that was just to play online. There's no option just for playing online now, really. That's cheap. So the cheapest option just to play online is at $10 a month. We need to find. Can someone find the English prices for me? That is. I think that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just trying to find I did take a picture, but I forgot to put it on my. Oh, here we go. £7 a month for the British listeners, just to play online.
Online.
Yeah, that is £84 a year, just for the privilege of playing online. I don't know about you, but I think that's a little bit of a rip-off.
I think 70 quid for like the PlayStation we're charging was bad for that.
Yeah.
But at least, like with PlayStation, you kind of do get the game every month, couple of games a month, and like 1 or 2 a year that might be worth adding to your collection.
Because remember, Webby, with just like Xbox Gold, or whatever it was called, you used to get the games every month, didn't you? The 4 games every month.
Games with Gold, yeah.
Yeah, so you used to, at least for 40 quid, you used to get, like, I think it went down when Xbox One started from 360 or Series X, but you used to get like 4 games, 2 Xbox Ones, and sometimes 2 like 360 games, or an indie game and a 360 game type thing. And they took that away. So basically, they've doubled the price and given you less.
Yeah.
But,
So I can't find the different prices for PlayStation because I'm actually subscribed at the minute, so it's only showing me what I'm paying for at the minute. But you look at the difference, right? The top tier of PlayStation Plus is £13.49 a month, or £120 a year. And with that, you get the Ubisoft Plus Classics anyway. And you get, and actually, because I've resubscribed recently, and there's actually like a really good library, and you know, and you don't even need to go for premium, because extra, which is the middle tier, gives you the whole game catalogue anyway. Like the premium's only for the PS1 games. So if you're not interested in that, it's even cheaper. Which I think is, you know, looking at it now, I actually would say that PlayStation Plus is a lot better value than Game Pass. And I never thought I would say that. That's just insane.
No.
You know? And if you're...
That's only because you haven't had it for so long. That's built up a load of games that you haven't played. Whereas if someone's only had PlayStation for the last 5 or something years, if they went to Xbox, well, not now with the price hike, but before, there would be a lot of stuff on there that they haven't played.
Yeah.
But it's still, what, £10 a month cheaper?
Indeed, yeah.
But do we think PlayStation will because they all seem to be copying each other, PlayStation are probably going to up that price soon anyway, aren't they?
Well,
they could just sit back and let the nails get hammered in further, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because obviously, you know, I've been thinking about this quite a bit recently, because obviously, like, I've moved majority over to PC gaming the last 7 or 8 years anyway. However, I still like to have that console in my front room, and for me, it's always been, I've always had all the systems anyway. So I've got a PS5 sitting in the front room, Xbox. I don't have a Switch 2, but the original Switch. But it's just nice to have that. And the Xbox has always been that kind of system because, especially with Game Pass, you know, with the family, it's been nice to share with the family. And obviously I've got my PC, I can play all the Game Pass games on my PC as well. So it's actually been quite good value for money. But my feelings at the minute is I just don't think Xbox is going the right way. And it's quite sad to see for me because I've been an Xbox gamer since day dot. 25 years now. I've been a huge fan of Xbox. The original podcast spawned from Xbox, you know, so it's not like I hate Xbox, you know, it's been a massive part of my life, you know, for my favourite hobby. And I just look at where Xbox is now, and it's not just, I think it's more of a combination of things for me. It's not just the price increase of Game Pass. I think that's kind of the final nail in the coffin for me personally, because I feel a little bit, not cheated, what's the word? I feel a bit duped, maybe, because Game Pass came along. I was thinking this is going to be amazing. And it was for a while, but before the price increase, you know, we've all noticed, and some people don't like to admit this, that the quality of Xbox Studios titles has gone drastically downhill since Game Pass has become a thing. You know, you look at Halo, you look at Gears of War, you look at Forza, I'm in the Horizon games. You know,
the Horizon games are the only ones I think that from Microsoft's official studios that have like maintained some sort of polish.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But it's weird because like Forza Motorsport is a prime example. I mean, I've played it for like 200 hours, so I can say I've enjoyed it somewhat. But when it launched, it was a bag of mess. You know what I mean? It was a huge mess, and it took them a long time to sort it, and that's been a recurring theme. Like the games that have come from Xbox Studios have either released very poorly and taken a long time to get up to scratch, or the games just haven't been good.
No.
You know,
they've just cancelled a lot of them as well.
Yeah, you look at Fable. Where the fuck is that?
They might as well have cancelled that. But you had, what was it? I think that was years ago. But like Scalebound. Quite a lot of Perfect Dark got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah.
And
apparently that was just like it wasn't even a real thing, was it? It was like a tech demo or something that they were showing off.
Yeah, but they didn't announce it as a tech demo, did they? It's not like they showed it was a tech demo showing you what the next console will look like or something. That's just, I don't know. I don't want to knock Xbox too much because I think this is a problem with games in general. A lot of games are taking a lot longer to make and release and extremely buggy. Because personally, I think this is a lot. You know, this is to do mostly with who owns Xbox, which is Microsoft. I think Microsoft are the ones making these decisions, not them, because you know, I mean, I shared a couple of them, like Phil Spencer and like what's her name, Sarah Bond, getting memed to fuck, but they've just been radio silent all week, pretty much, because they know, don't they? They know what people are going to do, and how many times have we all been at work in meetings and the managers have said they're going to do something, and we just sit there smirking, and we're like, well, that's not going to work, and you tell them, and they think they're not going to listen, and we just got to sit there and let it go to shit. I think it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I think this is a huge problem, and I think we, you know, again, I can, you guys kind of told me so a little bit. I remember conversations back when we were discussing Microsoft buying out Activision Blizzard, and I'm sure a couple of you were like, oh, I don't think this is going to be a good idea. And there's me sitting there going, oh, it's going to be amazing, guys. All these studios, all these games are coming to Game Pass. And then what happens? They buy out all these studios and they just lay everybody off. And then and then there's been no games. Like, where have the games been? You know, it's
all
just
studios as well.
Dude, it's
I think I do think the game industry on the whole is shifting a little bit anyway. Because I mean, even if you're not talking about Xbox games like Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Just seems to be business decisions. Let's get a team who are known for making this one type of game and tell them they're making something completely different. It's going to be live service. Oh dear, no one bought it. We'll just close them down. And it's just like, you're seeing it more and more, isn't it? It's just bad business decisions.
That's why I feel sorry for the people, you know, the lower down people who worked on the games, because they knew what was happening, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Of course.
They knew the game wasn't going to.
Management? Yeah, once the management set course, there's not a lot they can do at the bottom.
I mean, getting a lot of CD Projekt Red, a lot of their developers apologise like a week or 2 weeks before the game come out. I was like, why are they apologising? We're sorry the game's coming out. And I'm like, why are they apologising? I was like, oh. But, I mean, this isn't... I mean, we've been talking this since today. I mean, I'll go through, Webby, like, the actual price of Game Pass, because I've got them all down. So it started in 2017.
Yep.
And it was $7.99.
Yeah.
And there was only one level. And I think a lot of us said back then that this deal is awesome. $7.99, and you get all first-party games included, plus all these other games. And yeah, at $7.99, that was a great deal. And I think a lot of the Sony guys were sort of giving Xbox shit as, oh, well, no one will buy the games new anymore. They'll just get them on Game Pass. And I think that pretty much happened, didn't it?
Pretty much. Well, why not? It's good value for money, right?
I mean, I worked out, and because we done the old dodgy, get 3 years of Xbox Gold and pay £1 to upgrade. So I think most of us did that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got like 4 years of Game Pass for about £100.
Yeah.
And you think, and this was like 2017 to about 2020 before COVID, they were releasing 3 or 4 decent-ish first-party games, weren't they? I mean, you'd have got a Halo in there, a couple of Forzas, I think Gears of War 5, plus loads of other, so it was good. But I think a lot of us said, how can they make a profit?
Yeah.
Because they're losing money from us buying the games. I mean, I don't think... I had a look earlier because I was going through my games. I haven't bought a first-party Xbox game this generation.
Well, why
Well,
would
there was
you?
an actual report just before the newer news that we'll get to later on that they kind of worked out that they lost 300 million in revenue from lost sales from the new like last year's Call of Duty due to Game Pass.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not. This is their own doing. This isn't.
They literally just got up in front of the stage and committed suicide in front of everyone ever since the Xbox One. Yeah,
this is. Well, especially Game Pass. I mean, that was too good. I honestly think they thought in 2017, 16 and 17, doing this Game Pass, then bringing out this Xbox One X, so they had the more powerful and Game Pass. I honestly believe that Xbox and Microsoft thought everyone had just flocked to Xbox like mental and kill off PlayStation. I think that's what they thought.
But they didn't have the games, though.
I know, but that's what they thought. But yeah, I'll just go through what it was. So 2017, $7.99. 2019, you went up to $10.99, but that was when they started the 2-tier thing. Like, so you had Ultimate, so you had console and PC, or just PC. That's when they started that. And then 2023, I went up to $14.99. 2024, $19.99, and then this year, $22.99. But I think the $19.99 one, they did a thing on that where they said that they wouldn't put it up for 12 months if you were already subscribed. So it was a delayed increase. So that's probably why you were still paying $14.99, Webby.
Yeah.
So if you cancelled to start it again, that would have gone up.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's gone from $7.99 to $22.99 in 8 years. So it's tripled in price. I mean, you name something else that's gone up triple in a decade.
It's crazy.
Power and gas and
Netflix.
I've got Netflix for you. I've got Netflix.
Mr. Kipling's cakes.
I've got Netflix. I've got a Netflix one just to compare.
Yeah,
I've had Netflix since day one. So this is 2012 though. Netflix in the UK.
Yeah.
So it's $5.99, and then 2014 $6.99, 2017 $7.99, but then they started, doing like basic standard premium type thing. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So they started doing tiers as well. So I'll go. So then that went up to $7.99 again. But then they kept doing a thing where they'd put like the middle one up and the lower one down to like counter it, like the HD. Because who's buying SD Netflix with ads?
Oh, fuck that. I don't even have it. I've cancelled my Netflix anyway.
That's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah.
So it's gone, and from 2023, they haven't put the price up since they did the whole stop your sharing thing, which is 2 years ago.
They advertised as a boon for having Netflix initially.
Well, yeah. So basically, it's gone in 13 years from $5.99 to $10.99, the HD package.
And now it's like 18 quid, isn't it? Or something silly.
Well, if you want the premium, which is 4K and like 4 people watching at once, that's $17.99.
Yeah, I think we've hit peak subscriptions now where, you could have hundreds of pounds coming out every month for all these subscriptions, and you're just like, oh, I've got no money left.
I've got less money, as it is.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there's a great, I saw I think I shared it on one of the Discords ages ago. There's a video on this 3 or 4 years ago. It's basically saying how this subscriptions is going and how they keep putting the prices up, but then they'll take loads of stuff away from you and then charge you more to get it back. Yeah. And that's this not just, I'm bashing more Microsoft and the corporates than actual...
I guarantee you that. Like I've always said, Phil Spencer's got his hands tied. Phil Spencer is he's a gamer like the rest of us. He knows none of it.
What is his name? He's head of Xbox, but he's head, basically spokesperson. So he's talking to us. That doesn't mean he's making. He might have been making some decisions early on when. They weren't doing it. This is just, I think we've said it before.
No, because his boss is that diversity hire, isn't it?
Sarah Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in charge. I think she's completely in charge. He's in between where he was and Major Nelson, sort of doing a bit of both, isn't he? PR bloke. But I mean, like I said, I don't really blame him and those people or any of the people making the games. It's just, I think we said it about putting the consoles up and we said about the electricity. These companies, how these people think, because they don't live in the real world, they will make a profit every 4 months, every year on year, and that number has to go up past next year. If not, they think they're losing money. So these companies, they could make like $100 million profit, and next year they could make $90 million profit, and rather than go, wow, we made $90 million profit, they get furious because they say they've lost $10 million. That's how these companies think, and these rich billionaires who make these decisions.
Mate. They've got to pay shareholders.
But the executives, the shareholders, they want the share price to go up and all that, and they want to make record profits year on year. And same as Game Pass, it's not sustainable. Eventually, something's going to crash. And I think,
you can't have infinite growth for a start.
But that's what they want. And these, have you ever told a rich person no?
Yeah.
That doesn't work, does it?
No.
That's what I'm saying. These people have never been told no. They've never been told they can't do it. And that they will die on that hill, and everyone else below them will suffer when shit hits the fan and everything goes to shit. But they'll walk away with a massive bonus, and go on to another executive job somewhere else. I mean, you got to look at
Upwards.
you got to look at Peter Moore, Sega. All people below him told him, no, we can't do this. The company's going to go shit. We can't release the console like this. We can't sell it so cheap. PlayStation 2's coming. And he just sat there smiling. Sega went bust. Loads of people got fired. He walked away with a massive bonus and then fucked off to Xbox, didn't he? And then when
He went to
that
EA after
failed,
that, didn't he? Yeah.
he went to EA. When I say it failed, after Xbox One and 360, once it had peaked, he went, and that's what I'm saying, they're just failing upwards. And you can't tell them, can you? Because they keep making money.
I just think Xbox, for me, it's just really weird. As a fan who's had every console since, the launch of the original Xbox, has always been a massive fan of Xbox Live, really loved the games, loved the service, because there was a point where they were pushing the technology for online gaming. It was a great place to play. And
everyone has beautiful memories of the 360. Like everyone, you speak to like all gamers, like none of them have really got anything bad to say about the 360 until it kind of went a bit shit with the latter updates for the system.
Yeah. With the last few years.
Windows type of update, yeah.
Mm.
But just seeing where Xbox is now compared to where they were, and again, for me, it's not just the price of Game Pass. If they were pumping out amazing first party titles still, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's probably worth it. But I've been moaning for years on this very podcast saying, where the fuck are the good games? Where are your first party games? Because the games that have been coming out have been shit. Absolutely shit.
Actually got a first party game this year.
What, you didn't like Redfall?
Oh, mate. Game of the year.
Honestly, I don't. What Xbox game is coming out this year? Like the big first party game. Well, that's not Xbox's. That's Activision.
It is now, isn't it? But it doesn't
fucking count, Webby. They've bought it. You can't count the act. Well, if they do, but it comes out on everything. That's what I'm saying. Like actual Xbox Studios.
Outer Worlds 2 is that Xbox Studios?
Yeah, but that's shit. That can fuck off with Redfall as well.
And that's a problem. And this is why I did a little write up. I put it in the general chat on Discord. Have a look at it. Just some thoughts on that. But just a summary is, I know everyone's different and has different, wants from their hobby. I feel like I'm in quite a lucky position. I've got a PC and a PlayStation as well that I can fall back on. But I think to myself, I'm so glad I'm a PC gamer because I could just cancel all this shit and just play for free and buy my games cheap. But if I wasn't a PC gamer, I would I'd do what Peeps has done and just have PlayStation as my main system now, because you have a PlayStation 5, your PlayStation Plus subscription's cheaper than Game Pass and it's got a great selection. They've got loads of exclusive games to that platform. Xbox and Xbox doesn't have any exclusives anymore. So if there is a game like Forza Horizon 6 that you want to play, we can just buy it on your PlayStation 5. There is literally no need.
We don't know if that's going to be down. We know that'll be PC and Xbox. We don't know yet if that'll be PlayStation day one, but
it doesn't matter. If you're looking at,
you're just saying no reason. I'm saying that could be a reason to buy it if you've already got a console. That's probably the only reason. Is either keeping or having an Xbox, as if you don't want a PC, you want to play on console, and you want those games. If they say the next Horizon and the Gears whatever game before they cancel that, the one that they announced years ago, I forgot what it's called now.
D-Day.
Yeah, that one. Before they cancel it, if they announce soon, it's going to be day one on PlayStation and Xbox, then like I said, there's no reason for anyone to buy one. And I think that's in your news, Webby. No one's buying one, and a lot of shops are not selling them anymore.
100%. And this is what I wanted to try and get to is if you're on a bit of a budget, which I know a lot of people are these days, and you can only have one games console, well, why wouldn't you get a PlayStation 5? Because, as I say...
Or a Switch, if you're a bit of a gamer that travels and stuff.
Yeah, but let's just say, because obviously Xbox and PlayStation are the main competitors, really, PlayStation 5 is cheaper to buy than an Xbox. PlayStation Plus is cheaper. And if you want, a good game, if you want all the exclusives for PlayStation, well, they're already there for you to buy. And then if you want any Xbox exclusive, well, they're not exclusives anymore. They're all on PlayStation. So, you got all your games you can play on the PlayStation now. Within reason, obviously not Nintendo, but every other game you can play on the PlayStation. So what is the point of an Xbox console now? And this is the struggle in my mind that I've been trying to wrap my head around the last few days since this announcement. Like, what is the point of an Xbox console? And I can't see there being a point. I really can't.
Well, this is the other thing you've got to think about. A lot of these companies have got people locked in. So if you own all of your games on Xbox digitally, you're kind of fucked. You need an Xbox to access those.
Yeah, if you've actually bought games.
People that never buggered off, because I know a lot of 360 people split when PS4 came out. I don't know if it was a complete 50-50 split.
There was a big split in this community, yeah.
A good 70-30 at least, wasn't it?
It was a big split, yeah.
At least that. So if you're just playing on Xbox and you've got 2 or 3 of your own mates, that's why you would stick with Xbox.
I don't know, man. I think that point is moot now.
No, I'm saying that's why you'd stay. I'm not saying why you'd buy. I'm talking about. I don't think there's no reason to buy an Xbox now if you haven't already got one.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you move to PlayStation, and your reasoning, you're saying, well, you'd stick to Xbox because of your friends. Well,
that's what I'm saying, mate.
I don't see that as a
decide to all go together. That's only
but you don't need to. You don't need to now because most games, multiplayer games, are cross-play, and all consoles have Discord. So
that's true.
I could play Helldivers as an example with my Xbox friends, and we'll just log into Discord for the voice chat.
Because the cross-play that sort of came, and then PlayStation were like, "No, we don't want it," and some games didn't have it. But now it seems like they've gone back, and everything is sort of cross-play. But that's what I'm saying. I just don't think anyone who's those people who are left. Maybe they just don't know it, Webby.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. If they don't know and they find all this out and say, "Cool, Xbox has gone up to £23 a month, lads. PlayStation's only 13. Oh, well, my one sound like a Hoover. Fuck it, shall we go PlayStation instead? Yeah, let's buy a PlayStation."
Obviously it's a big outlay to buy another console if you don't already have one. So I understand that, and I also understand that someone like myself, as an example, I have a huge back catalogue of games that I bought digital through the 360, Xbox One, and Series eras anyway. So I would keep my Series X now under the telly if the feeling came to me to play, I don't know, Bioshock or something. But it does mean now that I will not be buying any future Xbox consoles if they bring out another console.
Yeah, should we get onto that part of the news?
Go for it, Darren. Go for it, Darren.
Well, it was a rumour, wasn't it? I woke up this morning because obviously there's been all this talk of Xbox hardware for the next gen and everything, and there was a big leak this morning by some bloke who's pretty damn accurate with his insider information. He's got a very, very good track record. And he's basically saying there's now discussions at Microsoft of whether they're even going to bother moving ahead with new systems going forward. And whether they're just going to rely on it being like a cloud streaming service for Gamepass.
Yeah. That's what we've been saying for 5 to 10 years. That's what.
That's
Microsoft. Isn't it? That's what Microsoft are, a digital only. They're a software company. They don't want to make hardware. This is what Microsoft wants. I know. Sorry, mate. Sorry to interrupt you.
I was just going to say, I've still got a rough feeling that they will probably have some sort of form of physical hardware for people to get through their own website. They'll just manufacture it in like a small quantities as like a premium product for those who want it.
It's going to be digital only, though, isn't it? They won't have discs.
Well, no, if they don't have any kind of disc add-on, that would absolutely fuck everything they've ever said about having their stuff being backwards compatible, because it would mean all of their entire library from the 360 would be completely moot and no longer backwards compatible. They would lose so much faith and trust in the gaming public, I think, by doing that.
I mean, realistically, over the last 10 to 15 years, have they got much more left to lose?
Well,
do they even manufacture physical games anymore for their own studio games?
They do. PlayStation, they do physical games for the PlayStation with select games. They didn't do
the last few, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that had a physical, but it was
a very limited run. They're not really. They're doing. They're almost like limited run games now. So that sold out before the game came out, and they didn't print any more. So that game in CEX is like 70, 80 quid. Because you can't.
All right, they were selling it in game when I've been in there. They've always had it in game.
No, I know they brought it out on whether or not they did another release when the PlayStation came out on disc, I don't know. But I'm talking about initially over, because it came out early December, didn't it? Initially, you could not get that game for like physical unless you went to CEX and paid a premium. You could not get that game for 3-4 months over Christmas. Because I think that's what they've been doing. They're not releasing as many on disc. But then I think that could be all games are not releasing as many as they used to. I think.
See, I now know that all of this not releasing games on disc is it's just corporate greed. That's literally all it is. Because the amount of times I'll look online and it's like Bob Thorax Simulator 5 physical release on PS4, PS5. And you're like, all right, so you can bring this out physically, some random fucking company, but you can't be bothered to put like actual games like Dying Light, The Beast and stuff on a physical disc. Greedy fucking pieces of shit. Like, I can literally see that it's just like a greed factor. Yeah. Because so many random games that you just never heard of are getting physical releases, but yet games by AA, AAA studio, no. Even though, like, you go into loads of their things on X in their comments, and there's loads of people in there going, physical copy, mate. Like, technically, Alan Wake 2 should have been a wake-up call, because that game didn't make its money back until they released the physical version of it.
Mm.
Yeah, but mate, don't you think the people in charge, like, you know, sitting at the head of the table, rather than listening to everyone like us, all the people who work for the customers, feedback, they're all going to make up some kind of bullshit reason why that didn't. And I tell you what they'll come to. I know, Alan Wake 2 didn't sell well because it didn't have multiplayer. It didn't have a battle pass. And Alan Wake 3 will be a battle royale shooter. And that's what these people do. They just like, it's so frustrating.
There's people, this is the thing that always kind of annoys me. Like, as you get older, you realise there's a lot of fucking idiots in powerful positions.
Yeah.
Like, there's people at, like, companies like Warner Brothers that literally throw away hundreds of millions of dollars every year on stupid decisions that everyone who listens to them say those words is like, well, you what, mate?
Yeah.
But no, they'll just go down with their ship like every time.
Well, it's just
wonder why.
It makes you wonder. I mean, this isn't just games, like you said. It's everything. I mean, When they put what's her face, Kathleen Kennedy in Disney in charge of Star Wars, I'm in charge of Star Wars, but I hate Star Wars. I hate Star Wars fans. I don't like the movies, and I don't want anyone who likes Star Wars to watch them. And the people in charge went, yeah,
Okay.
right, go on then, make some shitty stuff. Oh my God, nobody watched them. What happened? Oh, it's toxic masculinity, and they just make so much shit up for their decisions, and you just think, this is not difficult, is it? Make something good, advertise it, and people will buy it.
With a lot of these things, the business model was there. It has always been there. The business model was there for music, it was there for films, it's been there for games. It's been like that for decades. It was successful. When you start wobbling the boat around, people start falling off it. And then these companies are like, oh, what happened? And it's like, oh, I've got no idea, mate. It was almost like when Xbox came out, like with the initial shivving, where they literally came out on stage and defecated with the Xbox One. They literally come out and went, you don't want a games console, do you? Yeah, we actually do. No, you want a TV multimedia box that can cook your food and do this, tuck you into bed, jerk you off. It's like, no, we just want a games console, you prick.
I'd have the last one, though.
I'd have that. Came along and went, you want a games console? It's a games console. And everyone went, yeah. Isn't that weird?
I just find that hilarious. That, I mean, we've said it before, that 2013 Xbox One and PS4, Xbox came out and just fucked everything, and PlayStation come out and said, we're not doing anything different, mate, and they got applauded for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's when a lot of the podcast, of the community listened to the podcast, went over to PlayStation then.
And they were £100 cheaper, which is... I was now watching a documentary on Amazon about PlayStation before this, for about 45 minutes. That's not too bad, but the audio's fucked for some reason on it.
That should have been a warning, the fact that Microsoft wanted to check your credentials before giving you access to what you've paid for. This was like over a decade ago.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of those guys, like Dom Matrick, who's the main one, and a few of the other guys.
As well.
Yeah, but they were appointed from Microsoft. They were part of Microsoft in whatever division. They were shunt over to the gaming division to tell them what to do. They don't know enough. They've never played a fucking Xbox in their life, have they?
They came from mobile gaming.
They just came from a completely different corporation. But there's a lot of people like that in the workplace that haven't got a clue, but they'll just bullshit it and still get paid.
Oh, and this is the problem, right? Because you go back to the
20 years.
You know, when you go back to the original Xbox, you know, it was just a pet project by a group of nerds, and it was built off the shelf PC parts. And then Xbox 360 was obviously still kind of that fan-led game. It was done by gamers, really.
Yeah.
And then obviously since then it's been, as you say, the corporation's got its greedy mitts on it and wanting to do corporate bollocks, and it's flopped massively. And, you know, before we say, oh yeah, Game Pass... I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I don't think you've really answered. Do you think 23 quid a month is too much for Game Pass?
I stopped almost 2 years ago because I thought it was too much.
Yeah, so, and it's not just that, it's the time, because they can say, oh yeah, there's 400 games on there. Well, I haven't got the time to play most of the games on there, and most of it's slop. And Canned Beans has just put a comment on Twitch saying, you do realise that no one buys games anymore. You've got 2 or 3 generations who have been playing Minecraft, Fortnite and Roblox. He says, my boys haven't asked me to buy them a game for about 5 years.
Yeah, you will get that. Yeah, the younger generation have ruined a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like, I know a lot of my workmates and people a bit younger, like, they're not really into games like what we were, if you know what I mean. Like, they'll have... like half an hour to an hour on Fortnite, and they might not touch the PlayStation for a week. They're not... And I just think, like I said, it's the TikTok generation we've created. They've not got the attention span to sit there and play video games for hours on end, which is kind of good in a way. But like I said, I mean, only, you know, because your kids, Webby, grow up with you, and, you know, you're so you're bringing them up properly. Imagine trying to get a kid who just sits there scrolling TikTok all day, to sit there and read all text in a Final Fantasy game and go through like a 40, 50-hour RPG. They're not going to do it, are they?
No, I don't think so. But I'm just flipped. But obviously, because I've always been someone who likes to play a lot of games, obviously. But I've kind of like hit that point when this announcement came up. I wrote it down, and I was like, I'm actually better off going old school again and just buying my games, because I don't actually buy over 300 quid's worth of games a year now. Like, I don't, like...
Didn't we work that out, though, Webby? Like, the first few years of Game Pass, when we'd have, like, 5, 6, 7 first-party Xbox, this is before they bought Bethesda and Activision, so we thought, well, we'd have bought Forza, we'd have bought Halo, we'd have bought, Call of Duty, we'd have bought these. So we thought we'd have bought those 7 games for like 50 quid each, but they gave us that for $7.99 a month.
Yeah.
And most of us didn't even pay that because we done the dodgy £1 upgrade.
Yeah. So
instead of giving them maybe over 3 years, instead of giving them like, £700-800 worth of games, we gave them about 150 quid.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know everyone's different, but I look at the games this year that I've wanted to play, right? And none of them, apart from one, have been on Game Pass, because like Hell Is Us, Cronos, Lost Soul Aside, Dying Light, Trails in the Sky, Silent Hill, none of those are Game Pass. But those are the games I want to play. Yeah?
Well, imagine how well they're going to try pulling people, like developers, towards Game Pass now, with the fact that we never even mentioned the fact that as soon as they announced the prices were going up, their website to cancel Game Pass crashed with the amount of people cancelling their subscriptions.
So did Netflix.
It's just a perfect way of trying to entice more. But, like, your Xbox isn't selling very much. You're in third place. What should we do? I know, we'll put the price up. That'll work. Oh, Game Pass isn't growing the way we want it to anymore. We're not actually getting the numbers. I know, we'll put the price up. That'll bring more people in.
Yeah, it's just such a weird... Like, this generation has been really strange to me, because Sony and Microsoft have, 5 years into the generation, put the prices up on their systems and their peripherals, and it's like, usually 5 years into a generation, you're winding down and your console's like half the price they were at launch. What the fuck is going on there? That is really weird. But with Xbox, it's more, for me... what the fuck are you doing? Because obviously we're all a similar age. We're used to like consoles having their exclusives. You buy them for the games you want to play. And again, I repeat myself, what does Xbox offer now that's any different to PlayStation? There's fuck all.
But do you think, Webby, we've noticed that we're going away from those type of AAA games because they're manufactured to make money, not to be good, and we're going to, I wouldn't say indie, but we're going to this gap in between this sort of AA games, like, people with passion making games for 40 quid instead of 70, 80, like you said, Claire Obscure. Why are we going more towards those type of games than the big blockbusters?
Because they're better quality.
Do you think it's because... Yeah, but not just quality.
Made by gamers for
exactly.
Gamers. Like this,
they're made by people for us. The other ones are made just to make money. And we can see through that. I mean, they could have asked, Xbox, they don't do it anymore, the same as they don't do with movies. I heard they're coming back, when they used to do preview screenings for the media, and instead of just paying people to tell them what they want. They could ask 100 people, and we'd all say the same. Why is Xbox Game Pass dropping, and why isn't Xbox console selling good? And we would all say, you've not got enough good quality games.
Yeah,
first party. Agree. Everyone would say that, and they would look at this in the board meeting, throw it on the floor, and say, "Put the prices up to make next year's profit margin look good." And that's what they'll do, and that's what they've done. But they won't listen, mate. And we've been seeing it coming. The games industry is crashing.
It's crazy. Like,
Mm.
and I saw some weird stat today. I didn't put it. I should have put it on my notes. So this aren't the exact figures, but the popularity of Call of Duty is dwindling massively as well. And there was
It's only taken 20 years.
Well, there was a comparison, right? So the Battlefield 7, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta was on over the weekend. I actually dabbled. But the Steam numbers was only about 70,000 people played the open beta, whereas the open beta of Battlefield had over 350,000 or something at peak. So there's a huge difference
COD
there.
is a way bigger game for console than it is for PC. Yeah.
Webby, you know this. Why do you think Steam have never tried to charge for online gaming?
Well, because people just go up in arms and leave, wouldn't they? Us, like PC gamers, we're used to playing games online for free.
I'm pretty sure, because one of Gabe Newell and a few of the others who were high up in Valve and then Steam, and I don't know if he's as in charge as he was, but I think he's always stated publicly that Steam is built around free online play because that's what makes them different.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
they make enough money by people putting the games on the store anyway, don't they? So.
Do you think PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox need to charge us to play online?
Oh, they don't. They don't.
Of course they don't.
I know they don't, because PlayStation didn't. They came out and said, for PS3, we don't need to charge for online gaming. We don't know why Xbox are charging for online gaming. And the funny, I said they didn't do anything, PS4, when that got launched. They did actually start charging for online gaming, didn't they?
Yeah.
But by then, that was almost considered... I say the norm. PlayStation were basically at that point the lesser of two evils, weren't they? But I don't know. What do you think, Graham? You're going to buy a Series X for Christmas?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
What's that, sorry?
Graham, do you think you're going to buy an Xbox Series X for Christmas for 700 quid?
No.
I was muted, mate, so I'm just going to repeat what I just said to myself. And I was just saying, like, back in the day on the original Xbox, when Xbox Live came out, you didn't mind paying the 30-odd quid or whatever it was for Xbox Live then, because it was a brand new experience, and it was the first time on a console that you could play online with a unified tag, like obviously your gamer tag, because before then it was the Dreamcast and the online, and that was shit. Xbox original brought it to a good quality, and it kind of stuck, but now it's just gotten to a silly place.
Xbox 360 online was kind of like the standard for online gaming. It was like a definitely something that was well revered. I mean, thankfully, PlayStation weren't charging for their online, considering they had that horrendous data internet thing that lasted for like a month or something.
That's about 3 months.
Which would have caused so much like compensation issues and stuff, rather than let's give everyone a free couple of arcade titles. Like, I
was going to say, mate, they didn't tell anyone what it was for a month, and it was 3 months while it was out. I just watched the documentary.
But at least PlayStation Home was good fun. I thought that was pretty good.
It was different. Like I said, I know what you mean though, Webby, especially early Xbox and 360, because they had to get the infrastructure of it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had to, work out the servers, invest in getting servers. They've got all the servers they ever need, really, don't they?
Well, yeah.
And you used to get a headset.
Yeah, that wraparound headset.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, no, you get fuck all now.
What was the original? Was it like £20 or £30 a year with a headset and a cable or something like that?
There's an Xbox Live starter kit.
Yeah.
But no, just wrap around, because I know we've been talking about this for an hour now, so I do want to move on. But I just want to say, like, my final thoughts on it. I am hugely saddened at what's happened to Xbox, because, I've been a huge fan of Xbox 25 years now. I've been an Xbox Live subscriber since day one, so it's a hell of a long time, 22 plus years on Xbox Live. And, seeing where they've come from and where they are now does deeply sadden me. And I never thought I'd get to a point as a huge fan of Xbox where I would say that I no longer want to be a subscriber to that product of Gamepass / Xbox Live, and I now see PlayStation as the ultimate place to play games in the console space, because I would still say that PC is actually now better value than consoles overall a generation, because you're not paying to play online, your games are cheaper, etc., etc. But I know obviously that's not for everybody. So in the console space, I would say PlayStation is the way to go now. So if I was just a pure console player, I would be looking at PlayStation if I didn't own one and being like, hang on a minute, I'm getting better value over there. But I'd still say PC is the ultimate way to go to actually save money now, if you've got the room for a desk and stuff. That's just my personal opinion, and someone who's had a PC now for about 10 years. But it just saddens me, man, because I'm like, I never thought I'd sit here and say, if my Xbox bring out another console, I'm not buying it. I don't want to subscribe anymore. I don't like what they're doing, etc., etc. It's just a sad state of affairs, really, in my mind. And I've been quite emotional about it, to be honest, because, and I know I shouldn't, because it's just a product at the end of the day, but for me, it's been a huge part of my life for such a long time.
It's like you've let a friend stay around your house for the last 15 years, and then they've just one day left, and they've left a big shit in your bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great analogy.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But you haven't changed, have you, Webby? Do you know what I mean? You're still a gamer. You still want to play decent games. You had brand loyalty. You know, you started a podcast called 360 Gamer. How can someone like you, how can they fuck you off and not have your custom?
I know, mate.
How bad have they messed up for that? For someone like that to not do it is shocking.
Yeah.
But this is the thing I noticed with the news that was breaking like the past week. There's been a load of we'll say Xbox influencers or Xbox sort of specific sort of content creators that have all just thrown their hands up and gone, you know what, fuck it. Fuck this company.
Yeah.
Even the ones
I don't know what they're doing.
To the deficit nah.
Yeah, I don't no idea what they're doing anymore. Fuck them. I
think it's the lies as well, what they keep saying, that, it's doing really well. Well, it's not doing really well if you're doing that. Any chance within the next week that they backtrack on all this?
Well, they promised, when they bought out Activision Blizzard, they promised that this wouldn't cause Game Pass price increases. And what the fuck have they done?
Twice in 14 months.
Yeah, they promised the staff they wouldn't lay anyone off. Fucking hell, for thousands of layoffs. You know what I mean?
Well, there's more to come apparently next year. I've heard that's a rumour as well.
It's just ridiculous. But what's going to happen is, right, they've bought all these studios, but the people that they've laid off, and people will just naturally leave as well, they'll just go and start their own studios and make some good games under a different name.
Oh yeah, here's another one that's weird. I was looking through game trailers the other day. I can't remember what the game's called, but there was a game that came up called Parasite something or other.
Right.
And it's basically Parasite Eve.
Brilliant.
But made by some indie developer somewhere.
Oh.
And I laughed because all the comments were, fine, I'll do it myself. Because again, it's another one of them games that people have been saying to Square Enix, Parasite Eve, we like Parasite Eve. Have you thought about making another Parasite Eve? Nothing. And then this game will probably come out. It'll be made on a reasonable, moderate budget. It'll probably do pretty well, make a profit, and Square Enix will be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I just don't know. These companies just don't listen.
Unless they do what EA do, and then just out of spite, like they did with Dead Space Remake, go and just have a remake done to come out within a month of it, just to fuck it over, out of spite. Remember when they did that with Callisto Protocol, the people who wanted to make it? So when they went and started their own studio, got funded, made up on their own, they went, oh, now we're going to make a new Dead Space game. I was like, for fuck. Do you know what I mean? This is how spiteful these people get, these corporations, don't they?
So just moving on to some other news then, because we've talked about
it's called Parasite Mutant. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
Cool, yeah, I'll check that out. Parasite Mutant.
Yeah.
Just talking about, just carrying on with some of the Xbox news. Obviously, I wanted to round about this into this conversation by saying, obviously we discussed that news that there might not be an Xbox console next generation. So I wanted to quickly discuss and say, is this going to be their massive push into cloud gaming and just for third party then? And just
again, I don't think many people are interested in the cloud. I know most gamers have no interest in the cloud or playing over an internet. Streaming your game over the internet. I mean, people have tried the stuff out. It is getting better, but at the end of the day, it's like what I've talked about: barriers 100%. Between you and your product. Like, why put up something there that doesn't need to be there?
Yeah. 100%. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, I know that's just rumours at the minute, so we'll take that with a pinch of salt because it's just interesting to see where they go, because I can see that they are trying to push more to the cloud and the third party stuff, but I think that could be quite damaging to the industry as well for PlayStation not to have anyone to compete with, because then they can just run wild then.
And put the prices up and stuff. Yeah, I've seen all those comments as well, basically. Yeah.
But what I wanted to get to was there was another bit of news that come out with Xbox and the cloud streaming. Is they're rumoured to be announcing another version of the cloud streaming, which is free. But the reason it's free is because it's full of adverts.
Mm-hmm.
They're bloody like they're consoles themselves that you pay a premium price for and then pay money to play online. They're covered in fucking adverts. Like, that again pisses me off. The best version of the Xbox One dashboard is when you're not connected online.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got any stupid adverts and you haven't got any stupid nonsense on screen that you don't want. You just have your console and your games. That's basically it. Everything else that's useless is gone. But no, let's pay you money and then go online and just end up being covered in adverts. Like, you're going to get adverts in your games eventually.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in streaming at all. I think it's nonsense. But this is a free way, I guess, for people to play if they want adverts beamed to their eyeballs. But it just shows to me this is where Xbox want to go. They want to fuck off hardware and just stream shit. That's the feeling I get anyway.
Yeah, we've been saying it for years, though, haven't we?
Yeah. Couple other bits of news then, which is not Xbox related.
Go on.
Yay! EA related news.
You talked about this last week, and then 2 days later,
it got confirmed. Yeah. EA has been acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners for $55 billion.
That is a hell of a lot for one publisher. Like, that is an incredible amount of money for one publisher.
But did you see that apparently it's Saudi investors, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're saying that they don't have all of that money. So what they're doing is they're buying EA and then putting the balance of the debt onto EA's books for them to work off.
What? How does that work? I don't understand all that.
The whole world is
do that, mate.
All of the finances around the world, in every country and business, it's all run on bullshit and fucking pink slip. That's
what they did for
everything's built on a house of cards.
So
we're going to buy your studio, but we ain't got it all right now.
I say, Webby, that's how they bought Man United. The Americans bought Man United years ago for so many hundreds of millions. Yeah, and they used the club they were buying as collateral to pay off the debt. And all they pay off is the interest. And then hopefully they're going to sell the club for a profit and not actually... The club is paying... That's why Man United have not been good for 10, 15 years, because they're paying off a debt to buy themselves.
Well, EA have already been pretty poor for about the last 10 years, so...
Oh, they're a shit company, but they're making loads of money with microtransactions and the ultimate team across FIFA, Madden... and all the other games as well, but...
Well, and Battlefield, of course.
Yeah.
It's coming out on Friday. But
so you're not putting Battlefield out of protest, is that right, Webby?
I am buying it because now that the Saudis own EA, I know it's not going to be full of any woke nonsense.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, now the Saudis have got stuff. We won't get games like Veilguard anymore." I'm like, "Oh, what a bummer! What a shame!" Like, yeah,
Oh, no.
The game isn't going to fly, is it, in the Middle East?
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, where it's illegal. Yeah.
I hope the Saudis buy more studios.
No, I don't.
No, because they're making a right fucking...
Saudis own SNK, and it was due to bloody a Saudi guy that we've got like stupid real life people in Fatal Fury now.
Oh dear. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that bit of news because it's quite interesting. And the last bit of news, PlayStation 5 news. PS5 Slim. There's been a teardown of the new version of the PlayStation 5 Slim, and the rumours were right. The hard drive is smaller. So it's reduced from 1 terabyte down to 825 gig. There's been a few other things like technical changes, which
this is another thing as well. So, like we've talked as well, haven't we, about the size of games nowadays? Like some of them being just an absolute fucking joke. So, like a lot of the people that were saying, obviously said like, oh, people don't really buy that many games, or some people only play a couple of games. It's because they haven't got rooms on their hard drive for much else anyway. Yeah. And when they find out, oh, you mean I've got to delete COD or FIFA or Fortnite to play? Now you're all right.
It's crazy, and Call of Duty's huge. So I downloaded the beta over the weekend. Oh, my boy's coming. Night, mate. Love you.
You're in space.
Yeah, I am in space. Well, off you go. Right. Oh, here's a picture. I want to just put this on the screen that people can see, right? It asked me what I wanted to download. But so if I just wanted Call of Duty base game, the Battlefield 6 multiplayer, the campaign, and Warzone, with the Battlefield 7 multiplayer, it was 238 gig. That's ridiculous. That's like a third of the PlayStation 5 available storage on that new Slim. Like, what the fuck? Yeah?
Just how weird this is, Webby. I've got some numbers there for you. You talk about hard drives. So PS3 launched with a 20 gig or a 60 gig, yeah?
Yeah.
In 2000.
360 was a 20 gig, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think that was a bit less. But I'm just saying PlayStation because it was a PlayStation. Yeah, I'm sure 360 is the same. So 60 gig, then it went up to 80, and then a year later they offered 160 gig options, 120s, 250, 320 gig, and then they finished with the Super Slims and the normal of 500 gig. So it went up from 20 gigabyte to 500. PS4 went from a 500 gig to a 1 terabyte to some, not many, but apparently there's a few 2 terabytes. Whereas PS5 started with 1 and they've actually gone backwards.
That's so weird. It's just a little bit of cost cutting, isn't it?
Yeah, but how mental is that?
Yeah. I know, mate. It is crazy.
You've gone from 60 gig to like 500 gig, gone up even. I mean, I can't even work out how many times that's doubled and tripled, quadrupled. And this generation, they're going backwards. And not only are they going backwards, they're putting the prices up.
Because in their minds, they're like, well, if they want more storage, they'll just buy another SSD like Darren's done.
Yeah, but then, like I said, most of the people I know who own PlayStations, apart from me and like people we know here or on the disc, they only play Fortnite or Apex or COD. That's it. They don't have loads of other. Because I think PlayStation know, and that's what's happened since PS1, 2, 3, 4. And it's quite consistent that the attach rate of average games per console sold from PS1 to PS2, 3, 4, and 5 has gone down dramatically. I'm pretty sure PS1 was in the teens, and I think PlayStation 2 about the same, but maybe one or two less. PS3 went down to single figures, so did PS4. I think this one, the average, has just gone through the fucking top. I'll be surprised if it's less than 5 in the last 5 years, the amount of people that, on average. I know we'll buy loads of games, but then you've got other people who buy one or just play Fortnite, so that's what's affecting it. So I think they must look at it and think there's no need to increase the hard drive
For the average gamer.
because no one's using it.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Well, no, it's like one of those things. It's basically giving people options. If they just give people like the basic tools, and then it's like, well, if you need any extra space, you can just upgrade your hard drive with like a SSD or something.
Why wouldn't someone just be honest and say that? But then that looks at it, and then people realise that the console isn't doing well, I suppose. Just say, we're never going to upgrade the hard drive. If you want to do it yourself.
Well, the PS5 sold gangbusters all across Europe, isn't it? So
I don't think it's sold that well, mate.
Well, it's vastly outsold the Xbox. But yeah.
Mate, I think the series consoles are struggling to sell what the first ever Xbox are sold.
So it says here the PS5 has sold roughly 25 million units in Europe by January.
Oh, well, I don't know about worldwide, but
It's been their most financially successful console to date, they're saying.
yeah, because it costs twice as much as everything
I think
else.
they said it had surpassed 60 to 70 or 80 million units sold or something.
I have numbers. Worldwide, as of June this year, Sony has reported the PS5 has sold over 80.3 million units.
Wow. So they've beat PS3 in 5 years what PS3 did in 8 years.
That's mad.
Mm.
Well, the PS3 basically launched with the athleticism of Frankenstein's monster, didn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Even though
I hated it.
the George Foreman version with all the SD cards and that on the front is amazing, though.
Yeah, but you've got to think realistically.
Boil an egg on it.
I bet if you
make your food for you.
I think if you add how many 360s were sold compared to add the 360s, the PS3s, the Nintendo Wii's, like the DS's all together, I bet the consoles aren't selling as much all together as what they are, though, are they?
Well, no, the market's become more fragmented over the years. You got a lot more people on PC, and you got a lot of people that used to handheld game on stuff like DS's and stuff. They now just have Steam Decks and that instead.
Yeah. It's weird because PC gaming, about 20 years ago, they were saying it was going to die a death, but it's become more popular than ever. And I think one of those reasons is the
you
price.
don't pay for online and the price of the games. Yeah,
100%, mate. Yeah, I was going to say the initial outlay is more expensive, but then, as I say, it's all gravy from there.
But do you ever get it where Webby, you go and spend £1,000 on a new graphics card and you plug it in, and they say, "Oh, you can't play none of your old games anymore, mate. Fuck off."
No.
So that's probably a good thing, isn't it?
Actually be much of an issue anymore, to be honest. I think a lot of that crap's kind of died down. They've tried to make it more user friendly. Like the only thing I've seen that's slightly annoying is when someone boots up a game, it's like, updating your shaders and all this kind of stuff. But it just does it once or twice and that's it.
Well, every time there's an update on COD, it does it every fucking time, and it takes about 5 minutes, and it's annoying. Just saying.
But yeah, you don't have to launch exe files and stuff to actually get the game to run and put in a code in the back of the fucking instruction booklet to authenticate your product.
It's easy now, mate, and that's the thing. I've convinced a couple of, I would say, PC novices to go to PC, and they've had no issues, apart from Nick.
Not even going to argue. I can't be bothered. That was not my greatest moment.
The only issue I have, and again, it's very personal, and it's just a me thing, is I work from home. I sit in front of my PC all day, so I find in an evening after I put the kids to
Go on,
bed,
sit in front of it.
I don't want to sit in the man cave in front of the PC again. So I find I'll just go and sit downstairs and play on my PlayStation or something, just because I don't want to sit in that.
Or the Steam Deck.
Or that off. Yeah, I'll play a lot on my Steam Deck, and that's why, like, I've got all these great PC games that I want to play at the minute, but I'm just not playing them. Like Cronos, I still haven't finished because it's on PC, and I just haven't been sitting up here in an evening recently.
I'll tell you what, if Steam are clever and they launch the Steam Deck 2, and they'll go, right, PlayStation 6 is going to cost this, Xbox is doing whatever they're doing, Switch is doing whatever they're doing, we'll release the Steam Deck 2, like, roughly the same price, if not a little bit less, because they could afford to take a hit on it, Steam, because they got that much money, and just sell the Steam Deck, with an adapter so you could play it on your telly, and a controller for that price, and I think more people would go for that than a PS6.
Yeah,
because PlayStation 6 wouldn't be backwards compatible with PS5 because they do that. I doubt they'd do this backwards compatible for 3 generations.
They've got to now. They've got to be locked in. They'll be.
I've got 4 and 5. I think they'd do. I think they'd get rid of 4 to try and save money.
Well, you can already dock your...
If you were porting all of your PS5, if you were porting all of your library over onto the PS6, which you could do from the third one, the fourth one to the fifth one, then that would mean most of your library of PS4 games would go up in smoke.
Would it surprise you? If Xbox has died a death and they've pulled out of making hardware, there's no competition. They won't give a fuck, man. It wouldn't surprise me if they removed backwards compatibility altogether and 6 was just a whole new thing.
It's weird because obviously everything's going back compat now. Like even Nintendo with the Switch 2 basically had to make it back compat, even though it's emulated in some form backwards compatible. I think it's a thing now that's going to be going forward for most things, because especially people that have got those digital libraries.
Yeah, 100%. I think a couple of things I want to say on this. One is you can already dock the original Steam Deck anyway. It's not great. It doesn't have a lot of grunt though, so your usage, your mileage on usage can vary wildly. 2, I don't care about a handheld and docking it. I would be happy with just a Steam machine.
Yeah, they're talking about them again. I could just
stick under my TV, because I could build one. I could build another PC and stick it under my telly if I wanted to.
Strictly for gaming.
But I don't want to spend like 1,200 odd quid for another machine to sit under my TV.
If they could bring out the Steam Deck and that was like 500 or 600 or a Steam machine. Yeah, I know you could dock the normal Steam Deck, but I just mean advertise it more like a Switch, really show people, like I know several people have got a Steam Deck and none of them use it docked. They pretty much use it all handheld. I don't know anyone who uses it docked.
Yeah.
Because they've probably already got, everyone I know's already got a PC as well.
Exactly, you're just going to play that.
Yeah, of course. So...
But if I could find a way to play my PC on my TV downstairs, that would be the ultimate gaming system for me. And a few people have said to me, get a long HDMI cable and stuff. I'm like, no, man, I just don't think it will do the job that I want.
They need to come up with those power line adapters that you can transmit the internet through your signal. Get those for HDMI cables as well, so you can send it like a cable upstairs in your office to downstairs. So it's just one, through the plugs. That would be decent.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, to be honest, because I've got a huge Steam library anyway, etc. But it's just not feasible at the minute. Clarky's put in the chat that he's fucked because all his digital library is tied up with Xbox. But that's something that
you could just download it on PlayStation, Charlie.
Yeah, well, you will still have access to that, even if it's through their cloud service, which will probably even be on things like Samsung Telly's got Xbox connectivity to it. I don't need an Xbox; I can just stream stuff through the TV if I wanted to. But what's the point when I've got an Xbox set there?
What I would do if I was in Clarky's position is probably toy with the idea of keeping my Xbox for all my old shit and then and buy a PlayStation 5 and just buy all my new stuff on the PlayStation.
Or wait, because like you're talking like another year or two, and you might have another PlayStation, so it might be worth holding off for that if you're thinking about it, because then you should still have access to the PS5 library and everything anyway.
Yeah,
on that.
And if you or if you wanted to not do that, like have the cheapest version of Gamepass and just play Battlefield Online on your Xbox.
The other thing as well is if PlayStation do what they did with the PlayStation 5 when the PS6 comes out, for the first few months, they give you access to loads of their sort of older exclusives anyway for free.
Yes.
Like they did it with like God of War, Days Gone, the First Horizon, etc.
Yeah.
When the PS5 came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, shall we move on to the other stuff? Because we've been on the newsy part for a while.
Well, I've done the news.
Do you want to hit it off with something that you forgot last month?
Yes, that was actually what I was going to go to next, Darren, funnily enough, because it was on my mind. Yeah, so we forgot to do the Xbox 360 game releases from September 2006. So we're going to run through them now. We're not going to be too long. I'm going to start at the top. September the 1st. A great game launched on the Xbox 360 then, and I'm pretty sure we've all played it. Saints Row.
Yes. Nice surprise.
What a game, man. What happened to Saints Row? It's turned shit. But back then, it was amazing.
It peaked with Saints Row 2 and then kind of went silly.
3 was okay. 4 just went...
Throw everything against the wall.
Yeah, it was a good time because it was just something. It was really cool to have something that wasn't Grand Theft Auto but very similar to Grand Theft Auto.
I knew loads of people that bought that as well.
Yeah, man, it was a good time.
Hang out.
Yeah. Wow, the graphics do not hold up very well.
Horrendous, no. Well, they're not probably like PS1 horrendous or anything like that, but they're the beginning of HD.
Yes. Good times. Next came out on the 12th of September 2006 was another good game. Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. I'm guessing you guys played it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good game. It was also out on the GameCube. I just just looking on YouTube at videos. I think Lego have done a really good job with a lot of these games because me and Marcus have been playing the Lego Batman 3, as I mentioned last week, and they always hold up to be a lot of fun, great co-op experiences, you know? So, yeah, great times. On the 12th of September, again, there was another release, NHL 07. NHL 2K7.
Yeah, because I used to get like some hockey games and that on like the Mega Drive and like early PlayStation systems, but I never bothered, I think, with that sort of era onwards.
I think a lot of those games, like the hockey, basketball, NFL, when they were really simplistic, like on Mega Drive and stuff like that, they were fun.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, like now, they were just really complex and selecting all the plays and stuff like that, and it just became...
Well, they were quite simmy, even back then, like, for what they were.
No, I meant just like Mega Drive. You just went up and it was basically football on ice. And I think a lot of stuff, and it's just like, I feel like I'm, like, at work with all these spreadsheets trying to work out, you know, they just went a bit too... kind of like the sort of difference between playing, you know, Football Manager or FIFA. I think it was a bit of Football Manager and FIFA together for some of them. And I think that's why they didn't do it as well. Well, that's me personally. I don't know if, you know, but maybe that's just hockey and American football isn't that popular over here. Probably why FIFA doesn't sell as well over there as it does over here. Same reasons.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, the sport is more popular where because it's more popular where, you know, for them, if I try to explain to Americans how football works, they haven't got a clue what I'm on about, and that's the same in reverse when they try to explain to me all the NFL stuff. But they've always been really good looking games though, haven't they?
Generally, yeah.
Next, released on the 13th of September 2007, is a game that I put a lot of hours into. Simple arcade game called Scramble. You guys don't remember this, do you?
Probably
heard of it.
not.
It is an old arcade game, but it went on to Xbox Live Arcade. And you're a little ship, and you're flying from left to right, shooting spaceships and dropping bombs. And what made this really fun is you could play it online with your friends, which is really cool. So, I love, like, this is my, Xbox Live Arcade back in the day when they actually put proper, actual real arcade games on. Oh, I loved it, man. Absolutely loved it. And this was one of my favourite arcade games that they put on the storefront. It was just, I pumped hours and hours into this. I just loved it. It was just so much fun. Yeah. Good times indeed, because I redid the graphics and added online. So I actually put effort into a lot of these arcade games that they put on the service as well, which is really, really good. So, yes. Next is a game I've never heard of, and if you guys have, I'll be surprised. 14th of September, a game called Aquazone Life Simulator.
No. Not ringing any bells. Possibly heard of it.
It looks like, I'm just having a quick video. You control, well, you don't. It's a fish tank, and you plonk fish in it.
Are these what retail release games you've got written down, or just every game that's coming out in? Oh, right, weird.
Yeah. How weird is that? Looks shit, but yeah, it's a game. Next is Cabela's Alaskan Adventures.
These games came out every year, didn't they?
Oh, is this the what, like the hunting games? Aren't
Yeah, the
they?
hunting games. Yeah, go out and shoot shit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, not really kind of my.
Just be called Man versus Nature. Choose your weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was loads of those games. They was pretty popular.
Yeah. Next, on the 19th of September, was the game Open Season.
Was that based on the animated
movie?
Film?
Yeah, based on the movie. So, obviously, a little kids' game. One for peeps. There you go. And then on the 19th of September as well, there's a few games out on the 19th of September. The Godfather, the game. Did you play this? Anybody?
I never did, but I heard some people that did play it actually quite liked it. I don't think it was supposed to be amazing, but
Oh, right. Yeah, it looks
it's reasonably well.
It looks a little bit like a GTA style, open worldy type.
Yeah,
maybe like a mafia sort of game.
I think there's like a sim element to it as well.
Graphics are terrible, mate. Like some of these 360 games, I look at them now and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. Oh, next game was pretty good though. World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions. No?
No.
No one played. None of you guys played
It's just Texas Hold'em. It's basically the only poker game I played on the 360.
Oh, it's not the poker game I've played. I was thinking of a different one. Oh, this looks shit. And then September 22nd was LMA Manager 2007. Those are football games, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, looks shite. And then next, September the 22nd, is a game that I imagine Darren played, Samurai Warriors 2.
Yeah.
Any good?
Oh, Samurai Warriors 2.
Yeah.
Reasonably okay. I think they got a lot better with like the newer ones, like 4, when they kind of doubled up your moveset. I did really appreciate that and made it more of a sort of like flowing game where you kind of like comboing from place to place.
Okay.
etc. But yeah, they've always been reasonably decent. I like the Samurai Warriors games.
Nice.
The only one I don't think I got was Samurai Warriors 3 because I think it was like a Wii exclusive.
How annoying.
Not a Wii, sorry. Yeah, no, what was the one with the motion controls, the original?
Yeah, the Wii.
That was the Wii, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Brain fart, don't worry.
Can Beans just said that Godfathers was awesome. The Godfather game.
Yeah, I was going to say there was people that regarded it quite well. It got a second one, I think, as well.
Oh, nice.
A sequel later.
Next was NBA 2K7. Don't really need to talk about that, do we? And then next, on the September the 26th, was Import Tuna Challenge.
Some of these games I think are just making up.
No, it's a racing game, mate.
Oh, Import Tuna Challenge. I thought you was on but cheap tuna fish.
No, tuna. Yeah, it's like a Need for Speed type racing game. By the looks of it. I never played it, but it looks quite cool. And then on the 27th of September 2007, Doom Arcade released on Xbox Live Arcade. That's the original Doom. And then the original Doom. No, and then on the 27th of September, last game, a big game launched, which I know we all played, Just Cause. We all played Just Cause. I can't remember.
I definitely know I played Just Cause 2. I don't know if I played Just Cause. I might have played around a friend's house, but I don't think I owned it.
Oh, really? I love the Just Cause games, man. They're bloody awesome. Open world, shooting the crap out of people.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Attaching your chain thing to people and yanking them into the road and things, barrels.
Yeah, man. Good times. So it was quite a good month, September 2000.
All right. That's all I'm going to say. It was all right.
Cool. We've done the September games. Remind me in a couple of weeks we need to do the October games. Yeah, cool. Right, shall we get into some games we played this week?
Indeed.
I don't think Graham's going to have a lot to talk about in this regard, are you, Graham?
Must have played something.
I've got a couple of smaller downloadable games that I've played. Shall I do them separately or shall I do them both together?
Yeah, do them separately, mate.
Yeah.
You got something to go
yeah. Well, the first one I've played, it's a retro, old-style shoot-'em-up which came out this month. It's called Earthion. So that's... it's like the word Earth, as in the planet we live on, with ION on the end. And I think it's a modern development of a Sega Mega Drive game, which just happens to have come out on the new consoles. So it is very much a 4:3 aspect ratio, pixel, side-scrolling, shoot 'em up with power-ups. And it's had some very good reviews, and it has about 5 difficulty sort of settings. And it not only does it have like a save system where you can save your progress, it also has like a password system. So if you complete the game once, it will give you a password to unlock more weapons, harder skill levels, sort of more challenges. But what's quite nice is you have the ability to upgrade your craft as you go. You have shields, and it's sort of traditional style. You can pick up more than one weapon. You can power your ship up to get 3 or 4 different styles of weapon, and you can sort of switch between them on the fly for whatever it is you're trying to blow up at the time. But it's sort of old school, side-scrolling sort of...
I'm looking at it. It looks actually really nice for what it is.
It does look good, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's actually... I think I bought it on the store. It was a bit of an impulse buy because it was like £12 or £11 something for the download. And it's been getting some... I had a look at some of the reviews. It's been getting some good reviews, and a lot of people are praising it because they're saying it's sort of a bit R-Type-esque, but it's sort of slightly more accessible than R-Type was.
Right.
It's got a bit
But
of grade. I think it's got some gradius to it as well,
yeah,
definitely.
oh, absolutely, yeah. But the music is great. The graphics are very much Mega Drive styled. And you can, if you're
scaling as well on some of the bits.
yeah, if you're determined enough, you can blast through. I think it's 8 stages. You can do all 8 stages in about sort of 40 odd minutes or something. If you want to sit down and just mainline it, but it has all of these like challenge modes and additional modifiers, and you can power up your side weapons, and you can purchase additional special weapons, and you can basically tailor the game how you want. And there's quite a few sort of passwords out there for different modifiers and crazy effects, but it's definitely worth a look if you're into that sort of retro style shoot 'em up.
Yeah, I've got that noted.
Yeah, same, because I just had a quick look,
There's
and
a
apparently,
limited
like,
run version as well.
I think it originally came out on the, like, they made a Mega Drive cart for it. Just having a brief look.
I've heard there was a game recently that they actually produced a Mega Drive cartridge for.
I believe it is actually a Mega Drive game adapted for the consoles. I think they have made a Mega Drive game, like, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but I'm told it was originally, or I've read that it was originally a Mega Drive game development. So it is everything that a Mega Drive game technically sort of is on that level, if you like.
Wow.
But I saw it and I was
really good.
I was quite intrigued.
It's on everything, every platform.
Yeah, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox, you name it, it's on it. So I mean, it's not the world's most technically demanding game.
You can buy on limited run games a cassette tape of the soundtrack for this.
But I really like the soundtrack for this
because
because it is actually. I've watched the end credits and it is kind of all like a sort of fully Japanese sort of development crew, as far as I can tell. And the person who does the soundtrack, I didn't recognise his name, but he's sort of noted for his work in that sort of genre.
Oh, the chiptune genre.
Yeah, sort of like a chiptune background. But no, it was a bit of an impulse buy, and I saw the trailer for it on, I think it might have been the PlayStation channel, and I started reading up on it, and I thought, you know what? I thought for 11 quid, I'm prepared to take a bit of a gamble and see what it's like.
Oh, mate, and all the stuff on limited run sold out for this. That's a shame. They have a collector's edition that has a mini replica of like an arcade of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
and bits and bobs. This looks this looks really good. So I'm just looking. It's £16 on PlayStation. It's actually on sale on Steam at the minute for £11.24.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a go if you like that sort of game.
Which is perfect Steam Deck fodder.
Yeah, 100%. It has a few sort of CRT filter options.
Scan line.
So, yeah, so you can turn your scan lines on. You can make it look like you're playing it on and off. Obviously it uses the spacers at the side of the screen because the aspect ratio, and you can select what sort of telly you're watching it on.
Oh,
and get the sort of and get the sort of replication of the sort of speakers on the left and right and things like that.
I really like the look of this.
No, it's definitely worth a look. The only thing I'll say is a bit weird is you have 2 fire buttons, or on PlayStation you can actually just hold down R1 to fire both weapons at the same time. And I don't know why you wouldn't do that all the time anyway, but I don't know. But no, it's a lot of fun actually if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Definitely very interesting. I like the old retro styly games.
I've just read a comment on a YouTube video on the side, and it says, the Steam download included the ROM file. I then moved that ROM file over to my arcade cabinet and played it on the CRT. How cool is that? That's really cool, isn't it?
It's a bit of fan service there for you.
Yeah, wow. That's really cool, man. Oh, man, I can't believe I'm only just hearing about it. That's really
No, me
awesome.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'm going to give that a try. I thought that looks up my street, and it's pretty good fun actually.
So apparently the Mega Drive cartridge is not coming out till next year. They had to push it back.
Right,
It
okay.
runs on the analog pocket if you've got one of those even.
Oh, wicked.
Interesting.
That is really cool, man. No, I'm really glad you told me about that because this game looks really, really good.
That's good fun. Like I say, I've completed it, but I'm sort of it's a small download, and I'm just going to keep it on my hard drive and use it as my sort of in between games. You know, when I've just got 10 minutes I want to kill,
Yeah.
dip it and make a little bit of progress.
Yeah.
But no, it's certainly very interesting.
Yeah, man. That looks awesome, mate. Yeah, cheers for letting us know about that. That's I'm probably going to pick that up after the podcast.
Sorry.
It's all right, 12 quid. I'll be
It's
playing
not
on the
bad for
Steam Deck on
£12,
the
is it?
sofa. Yeah, looks well good. Nick, are you back? He has. Oh,
Yeah, I'm back.
Played anything good this week?
Yeah, I've played a brand new game this week.
No
Ooh.
way.
Well, all right, a remake, a reprint of a brand old game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on Switch.
Oh.
Which,
Ooh.
yeah. Well, I had to get it because, well, I wanted it, plus I had some points in my games collection thing. Because, you know, if you pre-order some of those games, they give you like £10 worth of points type thing.
Right, okay.
So it was 50, but then I got it for like 40, so it's not the end of the world, is it?
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, did you play? Did anyone play these back on the Wii?
No, I didn't have a Wii.
Wasn't
That's
this
one
on
of
the
the consoles
GameCube?
I never had.
Was it?
No, this was the first
Wii.
the first two Wii games.
No, then.
So if you look at the pictures, you've got like the little thumbstick on there, haven't you?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've got them on the Wii. But the problem is with the Wii, I enjoyed it, but it's a lot of effort to play the Wii. Not just, I don't know, because like you're always shaking this and doing this, and you got to stand up, and not just that. Sometimes it's even hard to play the Wii sitting down because like some of the movements that you have to do, and I think back in like, especially back then, I was still at home like years ago, so I was like in like a small bedroom trying to play the Wii, and I'm shaking the controller. I'm either punching the wall or punching the telly. So it was a little bit harder to play, and I was just like, plus I was young, shaking something else instead. But that, I don't know.
Hello.
Exactly, yeah. So I played it for a good 2 or 3 hours today. I've played it in both like handheld and dock mode, and I've seen a few videos on it as well because what else am I going to do when I'm at work? And it's not a full-on remaster or anything like that. I mean, it is actually a Switch 1 game. It's not Switch 2, but they give you a free Switch 2 download, to make it 4K. So on normal Switch, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. On Switch 2, 60 frames, but they bump it up to 4K. And they've done a little bit of work. Like, they've replaced some of the textures, made them better, slightly better, but some of them they've made them cleaner but dumbed it down a bit as well. So a few people have like, if you look at this piece of grass, it's better, but on the Wii it had more like grass leaves on it or something. But you know what the internet's like for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played it for a few hours, like handheld and then docked because I wanted to see. And it starts off like the normal Mario's having a good time. And would you believe it? Bowser only gone and kidnapped Princess Peach again, Webby.
Oh, not again.
Will he ever stop?
Oh, does she want him to stop at this point?
She must like it, I reckon.
I think she must like it, big old. I mean, he's a big old boy in this one. He's fucking ginormous. But not only this time, he doesn't just kidnap her. He then takes like her and the castle basically to outer space. So we're like, oh no. So I think that's what Mario do. Oh no. And I'm like, all right. And then you meet this other woman. I think Rosalina.
Oh yeah.
And then she gives him magic hands.
Woohoo.
None of that. It's for fisting things, not for that. No, hang on. Oh, fuck, I've ruined it. No, for punching and shaking. And I've ruined it. I've lowered the tone.
For magic fisting.
Yes, exactly. That's what he does. And, so then basically you can go up into space because you can, like, punch things and spin. And that's what always got me in the Wii. Like, to do, like, the punch everything, you have to, like, shake the controller pretty hard and stuff like that, and then you were controlling him with the one analog stick. And, like I said, that was just a lot of hassle, where with this, they've replaced the spin with just pressing a button. See, and that's what I like. Right. Just pressing one button. And I played the first, like, I Mario, like, the first level, or the section of levels. You know, you get 3 stars in the first area, especially what Webby's got on the Twitch stream. So I've done a few bits like that. But and it did irritate me a bit because they didn't show much when they announced the game. So they've made it like you control, so you don't have to use the waggle. You can use like waggle controls with 2 if you take the Joy-Cons off, if that's what you want. And that's okay. It's not as good as the Wii because it's using gyro and things like that rather than... Because, with the Wii, you used to put the little infrared bar sensor. Remember those?
Yeah.
You had to put in front of the 2. That was a lot more precise than what this is. With this, they use the gyroscope, and that's what irritated me because, Nintendo... But I think they did one when the game came out, where if you look at it, Webby, he's shaking the... console. That's what you have to do, or move the console like a gyro to pick up the little stars that you have to collect. Whereas obviously during the Wii, you just point and then press the button and you'll grab them. And you have to do that, whether us using the console, like moving it up and down. But if you move the little star over them, it will collect them. Mm-hmm. Or you can tap on the screen and you'll collect them. So it's not as bad as the Wii, but I wish they'd have just... I just want to, like, hold a button and it'll just come to me. Because remember, Kingdom Hearts, Webby, where you collect the orbs, and then, like, if you're close enough or you press a button and they zoom towards you, I would have preferred that, like, as an accessibility option as well as doing that, because, I mean... It's not going to end well if you're using your new £400 Switch and you've got to sit there shaking it up and down to try and get the cursor to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I tried with the on the TV with the Pro Controller. It's the same thing, but instead of moving the whole Switch, I've got to like rock the controller up and down to do that. So I'm getting used to it. Like when I first started it, I was, like, furious and thought I'd been, like, robbed because I'm like, I don't want to use any of that shit. Like, because did you ever any guys play the Pokemon Let's Go games on Switch years ago?
No.
No, well, basically, those Pokemon games were remakes of the first game, but using, like, the Pokemon Go. And you had to do that with the Switch, and you couldn't, if you did it on the telly, you couldn't use the controller. You had to, did you ever play Pokemon Go on the phones, though, Webby?
Yeah.
You had to, use the camera as the phone to, point at the Pokemon, and you used to have to flick the ball with your finger.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you had to do with that. So that's kind of, and I'm like, why would you do that? I like the idea of doing all different things, but not forcing you into doing it.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I'm getting used to it, so maybe that I'll like it towards the end, but it's really good. Because I don't know what it is with Nintendo. They always get these little catchy tunes, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember, some of my favourites, Luigi's Mansion, like that little whistle thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying that. I mean, because you get 2 games as well. And I suppose it's just easier because the Wii's a lot of faff to get out and stuff, especially because the Wii's not HD as well.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I never got one. It's one of the consoles I never had because at that point I'd kind of gone HD, like with 720p, etc., with the 360 and PS3, and then going back when like people brought it round, you're like, oh, it's like colour bleed and stuff.
I mean, I got my Wii. Like, I didn't get one initially first because I just didn't want to play with all the shaking and the waggling and stuff like that.
Because there was a ton of good JRPGs on the Wii.
Yeah, they've got loads. I think that's where some of the Xenoblade started, didn't it? Like the first 2 Xenoblades were on Wii? And there's a couple more as well. They're really expensive now to buy. But I think I bought my Wii about 3-4 years later off of Gumtree. I think I paid like 130 quid with the Wii, like the fitness board, and about 10 games for like the price of. Yeah, so that's why I bought it. And I think me and my dad, we were playing like the Wii Fit, like all like the fitness things like that. I think it's like a lot of those like gimmicky games. I bet it's like you, Webby, when you get hooked on Mario Party.
Yeah, I love Mario.
So you'll be playing Mario Party for a month. And then you might not touch it for 6 months, and then you'll be hooked on it again. The Wii's kind of like that, wasn't it?
Like WarioWare.
Yeah, it's like those types again. You'll be hooked on it, and I think the whole Wii was a gimmick because it was a gimmick console. And I mean, I've had a look. I've got Galaxy 1 and 2, and Galaxy 2 is still sealed.
Wow.
I've got about 5 games on there still sealed because I'll play that when I get big enough room to play, because obviously I was in like the small bedroom, and now I've got a massive living room. I just can't be asked because, well, I can't be asked, and it's, we've moved on because of HD, and it just looks like shit. But yeah, that's a decent game. I think most people have said it's a decent game, or 2 games, in one pack, but they've just moaned about the price, because I think they released these on Wii U for like 20 quid each. Digitally, and now they're charging that. But we can't keep going on about these companies charging too much money for their stuff, because we'll just go on forever, won't we?
We will indeed.
Yeah, but decent game. I recommend it.
Cool. Darren, have you managed to play anything with your arm still in a cast?
Yes. Obviously, I've got a bit more movement now. I've got a cast upgrade, so I've got a second cast for a bit. But I've got more movement in my fingers at least, so I can hold a controller slightly better. It's still not anywhere near perfect.
Well, at least
it's still slightly uncomfortable.
But you're getting somewhere, though. That's good to hear.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I've played quite a few games, but I'll basically speak about the last one I played, which is obviously the sort of the main game that came out last week.
Yeah.
Which was Ghost of Yotei.
Oh, how is it?
I think it's really good.
Oh.
I think if people are passing on this or boycotting this or something or whatnot, like I'd still suggest like try it out when it's cheaper, because I think you're still going to like it. The presentation on it's like fantastic. Like I like the way a lot of the things are done. Some of the stuff, obviously, from the original game kind of carries over. So you've got that really great dynamic storytelling.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of moving to an area, interacting with stuff or people or having a battle or something, which will then give you information that will lead you to the next part of your quest. You're basically a young girl who's orphaned after the Yotei 6 basically murder your family and take over the island of Ezo.
Okay.
Which was still free from like Japanese control at that point, or ownership. So it was still kind of like a free land. It's now Hokkaido, where my brother lives.
Okay.
And there's a tribe that was there as well, like the Ainu, and they're tied into this quite well as well, with like some of their language and history and stuff. And I just think it's really cool. It looks gorgeous. Like I'm playing it on Pro ray tracing mode or something. So it's like a mode on the Pro that will run it at 60 with ray tracing, with like a dynamic PSSR resolution thing or whatever it is. And I think it looks fantastic and runs really well. And like almost every area of the game is like a dynamic screenshot.
Wow.
The whole game kind of has a feeling and a look to it, like a contrast. It might be the way I've got it set, but I love the way it looks. It kind of gives it like a otherworldly sort of look to it, like almost more picturesque than it would be, kind of thing, with the way the lights cast and stuff. And I've just been travelling around like the first hour. I've played it for like 7 hours. Collected bounties, taken down forts, done the hot springs, found the foxes that lead you to charms, because you get charms now that you can equip to your character, and then by doing different challenges, some of those charms will level up to give you more abilities and stuff.
So, how does it compare to Ghost of Tsushima then, Darren? Because
it's been a while since I played it. Like I say, there is a difference to it, because I'm thinking it's different in the way the story's unfolding, and I kind of like the way that, because of how you've been wronged by these people, you're not getting punished for going around like just assassinating people and like being like just a vicious warrior.
Yeah.
Rather than like in the first game, you can still do that. You can have the standoffs.
Oh, wicked! Yeah,
with your enemies and stuff, and now you've got like a thing where, as I've been going through it, I'm kind of befriending like wolves that have been attacked for their pelts by like the occupying Saito army. And by helping them, like you can get like a wolf companion to turn up at sort of certain points, and the wolves actually do the standoffs as well.
Oh, right.
So you can get like double kills, or they'll like lunge at their throat and stuff, like on those sort of like chain things that you can do for those standoffs. But I've travelled so many different places, and the scenery's just changed, and every kind of part of the scenery just looks like that looks fantastic. Good job on that. Like that's beautiful. I've been to the top of the Mount Yotei and run around the top. It's like a huge volcano.
Nice.
And you sort of like run around on it and then sort of come down, and it's similar to like the first one as well, where you've got like the looking glass type of thing you can look through over the highlights, different locations on your map that will pop up. But then you can just be going by like some Ainu merchants sitting there. They ask you to sit down and share some food, and you cook your food. There's a lot of stuff in this game that utilises the gyro controls and the touchpad, but not in a horrible way. So there's paintings that you do instead of like the haikus in the first game and stuff. You do paintings now of the scenery, and you might like do the lines of the paintings with the touchpad and things. And it's like also if you're playing your shamisen, which is like the instrument, you hold the touchpad and move your finger up and down to find the right note on the string. When you're learning the different songs, and when you play those songs, different things happen. A bit similar to like, obviously, what was it, Wind Waker back in the day, the old Zelda one where you played the different, Ocarina of Time, wasn't it, where you played the little notes and it would highlight things, so you could activate like something that would guide you to like nearby minerals and things that you might want for crafting. But you have got that, whatever you've marked or tracked, or this dynamic story that's going on, it will automatically have the wind blowing you in the direction of that.
Okay.
You're questioning people for different bits and bobs, like the Ainu in the camp, that I moved on from. I played the shamisen there, and they commented on that and the songs, and it gave me more information about my family, because you're kind of learning about what happened to your family and what kind of people they were as well when you're visiting certain locations. You basically hold down the touchpad and it will sort of take you into that area as it was back when you were a child, and you play through those memories of like learning those actions and obviously finding out what your parents were like and what possibly could have happened that led to the events that's causing you to hunt down all these people. But every mission you complete, every person you talk to, you generally question them and asking them about these individuals that are dotted around. You're constantly getting like infos of like, oh, they're up in that region, and you're getting how they kind of operate. This one's down in this region, and he's got a general that's up here, sort of thing. I just think it's good the way that as you're exploring and going through the world, the story's kind of unfolding for you in a unique way, and none of the activities in it, bar the coin game, can be frustrating. So there's like a mini game, got to have them in all of them, and this one you're basically flicking the coins around the table. And the idea is to basically, you've got to make contact with a piece, not knock it off the table, and not hit another piece after that's made contact.
Right.
That way you get to keep a coin and then use that coin you've just hit as the counter to knock the next one. And it uses like the R trigger. And even if you just tap it lightly, it still flicks it like it's quite a force. And you're just like, it'd be nice to have more control with that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, when I've been cooking food, I've been having to sort of like lower the controller down into the fire and move it left and right, and then push a button to flip the food to slowly cook it. Or there was a weird one where you're like starting a fire by flicking up on the touch screen to like knock sparks, and then start pushing RT to blow onto the sparks to light it up. For your campfires. But yeah, when you built your own camp as well, you can camp out anywhere, I think similar to like the first one. But you'll be camping and you'll have people that you've interacted before stop off at your camp and have conversations and like sell you stuff.
Right.
And you can get information off them and quest markers and stuff as well. So I think people will be happy with it that definitely picked it up. It's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I've been very pleased with what I played.
Obviously, it's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, so there's obviously...
No, it's not.
Well, it's made by the same devs, and it's called Ghost of...
I know what you mean, but yeah, it's not... Yeah.
The story isn't obviously a sequel, but a lot of the systems look the same from the videos I've watched, like the wind showing you where to go. Obviously, the graphics were really good in Ghost of Tsushima anyway, and they did the PS5 update and all the grass and all that. But it just looks to me like they've kept a lot of systems the same from the original, like the way you fight and stuff. So really, the only thing that's changed is maybe a little bit of better graphics and.
You've now got obviously the option to equip a lot more weapons, and you're learning different movesets from those weapons as well.
Okay.
So they've added quite a bit more with the combat there, and there's quite a few sort of like abilities, we'll say, to unlock, and like the option to sort of like disarm opponents and things with like certain strikes that can be learnt. So you've got different martial arts masters. You've also got like rogue Ronin that are waiting for duels at certain areas, and some of these like places you get sent to for the assassination or like the contract bounty contracts and stuff. They're not just like random persons in random area.
Right.
Like, no, you'll go to an area that's actually been well made, well thought out through a series of events that eventually lead you to the confrontation with that person. And they've all been like unique so far. But yeah, you unlocking clothes, dyes, things for your armor to sort of change your character to how you want. You could pick your horse near the start of the game.
Okay.
So you get one initially, but you can stick with it or switch it out for another one. But yeah, even that has extra sort of things. The only thing that I find is a bit weird is it always decides to, whenever you're travelling around on a horse or whatever, it just goes to that like letterbox screen version, and you're like, why?
Oh, yeah.
I get why it's cinematic, and it's like, I kind of get that, but it doesn't need to be there. And when you've obviously got some of that nice scenery, you want to see as much of the picture as possible.
And what I find is not just about the game, but just looking at this. Obviously, it's a Sony studio game. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's one of their main sort of, like, I'd say one of their main 3-4 developers that they've got that
And
are known for producing well for them.
and take out your thoughts on the politics of this game or whatever, but this is like the perfect example to show of the difference between the first party games from Sony and the first party games from Microsoft, because Microsoft do not make games of this quality at all.
Well, there wasn't that Hellblade 2 was pretty well done, wasn't it, when that came out? Was that this year or last year?
What, that Sonoa game?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well...
Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it is like this is a traditional, like you could say a lot of the Sony games, like pretty much all of their ones, they're either sort of linear story-based games or they're generally open world story-based games.
They're high quality. Yeah.
But yeah, you could pretty much play the game the way you want to play it. You can go around for ages trying to find the hot springs and learning the different abilities from the shrines, or finding charms, gambling, taking out bandits, etc.
Yeah.
Or you could just mainline the story if that's the way you want to do it.
Yeah. Okay,
like it kind of allows you, because you've got all the, when you bring up the menu button for your map, it displays obviously quite a bit, but then you've got all the, you can use up and down on the D-pad and left and right to switch between the different story threads you've got open, and it will show you on the map where they are.
Okay.
And a lot of threads get opened up by just random conversation with NPCs that you meet alongside the side of the road and stuff as well. Or they'll just be like, oh, you should check out that thing over that way, and they'll give you a map. And then you find out where it is.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm surprised you played that much, because you only got it the other day, and I was thinking, oh, he's maybe played an hour or two, and you've been rinsing it, mate.
Yeah, no, it's about 7 hours now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's just a really nice world to explore.
Yeah.
Like I say, every place I'm sort of going to, I'm like, that looks beautiful. Like, even if it just looks plain, the way you've lit that and you've got the sun hitting it or whatever in that kind of way, and the colours that you've used, looks fantastic.
That's good to hear, anyway.
Mm.
I remember, obviously, Ghost of Tsushima was one of my favourite games on the PlayStation 4. But I'm waiting for a PC release to try this. That's my thought process at the minute. But graphically, it looks really nice. Obviously, I've not tried
There's
the
parts
Gamepass
like
that,
yeah, it's like, so you go from like mountain hot springs to places like the traditional Japanese style gardens and such. That are out there walking around, and you've got like the night time, you got the paper lanterns on the water, and the like fireflies and that going around, and the obviously with the ray tracing and stuff, with the buildings up above, people playing the shamisen and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, nice, just chill here. Very nice. I'm looking forward to playing more of it anyway. Like, just exploring all the different regions, seeing where the story goes, and what sort of weird and wonderful characters I'm bumping into.
Cool. Excellent, mate. Good to hear. Alrighty then, I guess it's my turn. I might as well just put Canned Beans out of his misery because he's in the chat. I jumped on Star Citizen with Canned Beans and his mate last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory in this. I've actually owned the game since 2017. And obviously it's the game which has had millions and millions and millions of pounds.
I was going to say, isn't it like the most crowd-funded game ever?
Yeah, and it was meant to come out years ago, and there's meant to be a single-player campaign with loads of celebrities and stuff. That's still not happened or anything. But I hadn't played the game, actually, for a couple of years, and every time I've played it, it's been really janky. Like, the engines, obviously, was quite old. I think they've revamped the whole engine because it was just very... Like, the frame rate was shocking. But Canned Beans was like, give it another go. So I jumped on with him last night, and the first thing that I noticed when I launched into the game was how smooth it now runs. It's really smooth. It was running at around 60 FPS the whole time. And it's all online as well. And you think how, you got these, you get 2 starting places. I just went to the one that they told me to have as my home place. But mate, you just see people because it's all online, so you see people just running around and they wave in and stuff like that. And we were trying to played for a couple of hours, and I was like, oh, let's, and they were like, oh, we'll show you some missions, Webby. I was like, oh yeah, sweet. So obviously there's lots of ships in the game and they cost real money. So we all went into the Can Beans' mate's ship, and it's fucking massive. And he was like, yeah, I spent about 250 quid on this ship. I was like, what? But it was just this huge ship, and it was awesome. And you know what these other games have tried and failed to do, where you're all together, right? You all get in the ship. One of you pilots the ship. You can have a co-pilot. There's like gunner positions. Yeah. Had all that. Mm. And then we were like, right, we flew off our home planet, went into space, jumped to the planet that we're going to do the mission on, landed on this other planet, and then ran around and did the mission. And I was like, Elite Dangerous has tried to do this. Like other space games have tried to do this, and they just haven't done it well or not been able to do it at all. And this was like, I could see what they're trying to do, because the mission ran pretty well. There was no loading really either. It was all very persistent. And the graphics on it are really good now as well. So it looks great. It runs great. And you can actually just fly around with your mates in a ship and go and do missions together. And it's just nuts how far it's come from when I played it before, because, they like, I will say it is quite slow paced in regards to, you go to a shop, you buy your weapons, you've got to buy the magazines, you can, and then the way you equip everything to your character is quite cumbersome, I would say, like in the menus, because it's like, take off your old stuff, put your new stuff on, store it away. The way you get in and out of a seat is it's actually like it's full animations of, you see your dude and he's like turning the seat around and then sitting in the seat and then putting it into place. It's all going for that hyper realism, if that makes sense. But it's just, me and Beans were talking about it. We were like, oh yeah, it's a bit slow. It's a bit long winded to do all these movements, but it's more realistic, right?
Yeah. More immersive.
I'm really impressed with it, mate. Really impressed with how far it's come. Like when you're flying the ship around, you can change it to obviously third person to see your ship, and the graphics are just insane. Like the lights and just all the stars you see and the planets and all that. And it's just, I can kind of get into that point now where I can see why it's taken them so long to make the game, because they are trying to make it an actual other online universe that you play with other people, like as realistic as possible, in the way that you imagine gaming like 10 or 20 years ago what you would want, because it is going for that. It's always online. You see other people walking around, you can crew up with other people, and it's literally like you can get like 8 of you or whatever all in a ship and just go to the far reaches of the universe and do a mission and land on another planet and shit. And it's just insane, absolutely insane, like that you can do that, So I'm really impressed with it, to be honest. And we're going to be jumping on for some more games this week at some point as well. Because I've only got a weenie ship, the starting ship, so I'll jump on theirs. But no, it's I know it's had a lot of flack, Star Citizen, for taking so long to come out, and people thinking they wasted the money and blah blah blah. But it's a far different experience to what I played a couple of years ago, for sure. It's very impressive. I mean, the full game obviously isn't there, but there's missions to do from what I can see, and I only saw a small part of it anyway. And it even goes into the like where so we were fighting some dudes and I got injured, and you got your stims, but you can get, if you get hit really hard, you can like break bones and shit like that. So you can only get healed up to a certain point with the stims. And then the only way to get healed up properly is to go to like a medical center and get healed up. You have to. So when you go back to your home planet, you make an appointment with the doctor or in the medical center, and then it gives you a room to go to. You find your room, and there's like a bed there, and you lay in the bed, and then a screen comes up, and then it's like a computer, like from Star Trek, that heals your wounds. Yeah, so it's like they got to the point where it's like you have to do all these little things to heal different things, and I just thought that was pretty cool, you know.
Yes.
They're going for that hyper realism in.
Did you get your HOTAS out?
No, I just use my mouse and keyboard, mate.
All right,
And flying the ship with the mouse and keyboard is fine. I was quite happy with that. So, but you can use a HOTAS, and you can use controller to run around. So you use a mouse and keyboard if you want. So there's lots of control options. But no, as I say, I'm just very impressed with because the flying is good. The shooting is like just playing a first-person shooter when you're running around, doing your missions, shooting guys. You can even switch it to third person if you wish. But they've added in as well, you need to stay hydrated, so you need to drink water. Otherwise, if you get too thirsty, you start getting blurry vision and stuff like that. And apparently they're going to add a whole survival mechanism as well with food, so you need to make sure you keep your hunger and your thirst up. So yeah, they're going for a very realistic space sim online game here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of it, to be honest.
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Graham.
Yeah, I dabbled on a game this weekend that I follow a guy who does VR reviews, and I
Okay.
saw that this game, it came out a few months ago. It's independently developed, and it's a PSVR game too. So PSVR 2 game rather. And it's called Exo Cars. What this is those little four-wheel drive little like the buggies where the frame is like the sort of tubing.
Yeah.
So what it is you kind of can play online career mode against other people. It's a bit sort of old school in some respects, in that you earn currency by winning races and being in the air and doing drifts. And you kind of have 5 categories. You have like your engine, your gearbox, your suspension, and your tires. And you can basically just level them up by spending money. So it doesn't give you any specifics, but you go, well, my engine is currently level 2 and everyone's a bit faster than me. So I'll buy like level 3 or whatever, I'll upgrade it a level. So it's that sort of arcadey sort of style of progression. But what's quite nice about it is the immersion feels quite good.
Oh,
Some of the arenas feel better than others, and they have cheated a little bit. Like there are some where it's like you're racing around a car park, and then you're racing around the car park in the evening, and then another track is you're racing around the car park and it's night time. It's like, well, yeah.
Ridge Racer.
So they do recycle some areas a little bit, but this game, when you're in it, does actually feel quite. You do feel quite like you're almost there. It kind of nails the feeling of the immersion.
Yeah, nice.
And one thing it does do on PSVR, which I know it's going to be something you're either going to love or you're going to hate, is it uses the headset haptics. So if you hit a ramp, Yeah, so if you hit a ramp hard or you land hard, it will shake your face.
Oh, how weird.
So that's either something that you're going to go, wow, that's really immersive, or you're going to go, oh my God,
Or
that's really
off.
annoying.
Yeah.
So again, it was on sale. I think it was about 10 quid. And I just downloaded it and I just sort of picked it up on Friday evening. So I haven't played it a real sort of long time. But no, I'm actually quite enjoying it. I think it's worth a look for a sort of cheaper sort of VR game. If there's anybody out there looking for anything to play on their PSVR 2, definitely worth a look.
Nice.
But I've only played it for about an hour at this stage.
Nice, mate. Yeah,
But
it looks interesting, yeah.
it's I was going to say I generally tend to not get too sick in VR, but there
Lucky.
are a couple of tracks on this where I have to take a little bit of a break.
Fair dues.
Yeah, I mean the handling is a little bit sensitive in a way. You can play it with either the Sense controllers or you can play it with a joystick, whichever one kind of fits best for you.
Yeah.
So you can use the left stick to steer and your trigger to accelerate, or you can use standard sort of dual shock controls. I haven't yet tested to see if it's steering wheel compatible, but that would be the next thing for me to try.
Fair dues, mate.
But no, for a little independent game, it's some good fun actually.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. Good times. Looks good, mate.
And that's all I've played.
Fair enough.
Too interesting, guy.
Yeah, mate, for sure. Nick?
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. I'm about 75% way through by looking at it. I'm still trying to do Goldeneye. Like on Xbox, like the original one.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, well, I'm trying, because these games are hard, Webby. That's not like Call of Duty when you just keep going checkpoint. You've got to do all like things in the missions, like you've got to do like go to a certain area, collect this, don't do this. And I found one which I remember hearing about, but obviously because I never played much that. Yeah, I never finished the game because most of the time when I played it with mates, I was just like, oh, let's play multiplayer. And I was a bit where I'm in prison, and I've got to help Natalia escape. Yeah, she's a bitch, and that's all her fault. She's very dumb. The AI's pretty bad, and she just walks in front of you and gets shot all the time. I'm like, why are you walking in front of me? And I'm hiding like down a corridor, shooting like 10 or 15 guys, because especially in this level, a lot of these guys just keep spawning as well. It's not like there's a certain, the spawn points and stuff. I think you have to, like, kill a load of enemies and get to a certain point to stop them spawning. So what I've done was I left in... Webby's actually got the level that pissed me off, to be honest. And, But yeah, I got to the bit, I basically left her locked up, completed the entire level, killed everything, and then went back and got her, and then just walked her through completely empty. And then I was like, oh, that was kind of annoying. There's a few more of those levels as well. And I did look up a guide, because one of them was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I keep failing the mission, and she keeps dying at the end. And there's one where basically you go through a level, you speak to one of the dudes from Goldeneye, the actors, which they've just put a JPEG over someone's face of his face. It's not very good. Yeah, that's the best they could do back then, obviously.
Yeah, good times.
And and all of a sudden I got to another bit, and then I just started shooting some people, and I'm like, objective failed. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I had to meet someone. Basically, I had to meet Sean Bean's character. So when these guys turn up, even though they run at me with guns, I'm not supposed to shoot them. I'm actually supposed to put my gun away. But you have to walk up to them to get them to talk to you and find out that the guy you were meeting is actually Sean Bean. It's like Alex 006, who's like defected type thing, you thought was dead. But you have to walk up to him enough to make them talk. But if you get too close, they think you're going to kill them, and then they run off, and then you fail it. So I must have done that mission like 7 or 8 times. And I'm like, when I looked on YouTube, because I'm like, it doesn't matter after almost 30 years if I'm using YouTube, does it? Really? So, yeah, there's a few more of those levels. There's like another one, because I think that's like the 30-year anniversary of Goldeneye this year as well, because I had it at the cinema.
Jesus.
It was one like that, yeah, 30 years from like 95. Because this game came out, what, two years late? Or a year late, 96 or 97?
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I think this game came out when the next Bond was in the cinema and PlayStation had the next game, which The World Is Not Enough.
Right.
I'm pretty sure at very similar time, so that's good. But so even games back then were getting delayed years, weren't they?
Yeah, well, at least they didn't come out broken back then. So.
No, that's true. I mean, especially when you think they built the because there's like a documentary for this out there, which is pretty decent. How they built the multiplayer in 3 weeks for a laugh and just put it in, and didn't realise it was gonna like, make first-person shooters. Oh, yeah, Bean saying he definitely bought the Cheats magazine back in the day. Mate, I bought all the magazines to get the little cheat books on the front, like all the cheats and stuff like that.
I remember. I used to have the little magazines.
I was like,
Big Ed Mode codes and that.
Cheats book. Oh, do I want a demo disc with the official, or do I want a cheats book with an unofficial? That was good.
I added a action replay for my PlayStation 1. Remember that?
Yeah, I had one of those.
Cartridge thing.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Still actually, I have it in the loft in a box with my PlayStation.
I've got one. Well, kind of. I've got one hacked. That's what you hack one of those, so you can play pirate games on the Saturn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're quite good. But
yeah,
I think I'm because when you look at where you select the missions, they're like 4. It's like like film reels. So I've done 3 out of the 4 lines. So that's why I say I'm about 75%. I've just done the one like in the movie where you're on the train. And you have to get because the train explodes. And I kept getting to the thing where I get all the way through the train, kill all the enemies, almost then and you have to shoot all these little things along the way, which it doesn't tell you to do. So you can or the man runs out, you get the key off him, I open the door, and she's sitting there, and you have to shoot the guy quickly. If not, he'll shoot her in the head. So I must have done that about fucking 10 times as well. Get all the way at the end of the level, and they shoot her in the head. So I think
isn't it weird though, Nick? Because like I remember that game, replaying it around my mate's house over and over again, and just doing and also the multiplayer. But it's weird because like games like this, for some weird reason, just had so much replayability back in the day.
But it was one of these. I mean, I'm playing on Agent, which is like the easiest mode, I think. And there's objectives what I have to do. But if you play it on like a harder difficulty, or I think the hardest difficulty is like 00, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But you go up in difficulty, they then include more like submissions on top of that. Yeah. So you've got to do more things. It's like don't kill the scientists, and it would be worth going through the game on like easy, normal, and hard, because you'll almost get like 3 different games involved as well, because they'll add more to it. Whereas now, easy, normal, and hard, you have less health and less bullets, and they have more health. Yeah. That's all they do. As I look at Call of Duty, I mean, they used to. The only thing I can remember was the first Modern Warfare, which I still think is one of the best ones, like Modern Warfare, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, those 3 or 4 games in a row. Remember, what's the mission All Guild Up?
All gillied up, yeah.
Or lead up and stuff like that. You know, and that was like, oh, you have to hide there, and if you get seen, it's over, and then you go through there, and then you end up near the swimming pool, and then you have to defend the Ferris wheel. Whereas I look at COD now, it's just like basically corridors, and it's just a checkpoint shooter in it. You just go from one area, shoot all the enemies, get to a checkpoint, go to another area, killing all the enemies, checkpoint. They don't really do anything like this in shooting games anymore, do they?
No.
You know, whether or not it's real, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I probably should have finished it by within 30. I mean, I've got my N64 Goldeneye set with the golden controller, so I probably should have completed it, considering that's the only game I've got on the N64. It only took like almost 30 years later for them to release it on Xbox for me to play it.
Oh,
but yeah, fingers crossed I'll finish that this week.
great game.
Yep.
Darren.
Oh, well, on to me again, is it?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, I'll quickly gun through the rest of the ones I've sort of played. Borderlands 4, I played that for about another 4 or 5 hours, I think, on and off. Haven't really done much on that apart from like exploring the map, but I'm still enjoying it and leveling up, all of that kind of stuff. It's had a couple of patches within the last week or so. I'm not too sure what they've fixed or what they've ruined. No doubt they've probably fixed stuff for some people, but made it worse for others while they're trying to sort out, obviously, the performance issues that people are having. Although I haven't particularly really noticed running into any, and I haven't sort of been playing it for like super long sessions where it was getting lagged down with the amount of time that you played it.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that. Fortnite had an update the other day, which added like K-pop demon hunters into the game and a new game mode
Oh, dear.
called Demon Hunt, I think it's called, or something, where you basically sort of like you and a group of people are sort of fending off against waves of enemies. And sort of like that themed. That was sort of reasonably okay. And First Descendant had its newest update, which added they've actually done some pretty good things in that recently, although they were sort of things that I initially saw a while back and thought, well, I'm surprised you kept that in there for so long, is what it was. So they've added melee weapons into the game now. There's two types. There's like a heavy sword and a light sword that you can earn and get from running new content in like the medium void vessel, I think it is, or something. That's like their sort of main bit of sort of story content, because this is just a point update that they were doing. But they've added like a lot of good quality of life stuff. So before, with the reactors that you had equipped, you only got like the best benefits of what that reactor offered if you had a set weapon equipped with that reactor, which it obviously stated on the reactor itself. At one point they allowed you to imprint two other sort of gun types onto the reactor that you could have, but then it still kind of limits you because you're constantly picking up decent sort of guns. Also, like some of the guns in the game are really fun and cool to use. So when you've got like a good reactor and you get another gun that's like really good, you're like, damn, it's not compatible with the reactor. But they've scrapped those compatibilities now, so you can just use whatever gun.
Okay.
Which again would have made sense from the get-go. Do you remember you used to unlock like the amorphous materials, like the sort of like balls that you'd have to kill a boss and then you'd go to a thing and unlock it? Every single one of those, regardless of the content it's unlocked from, you can just go into the woman in the research thing next door and you can open them en masse.
Okay.
There, you don't have to defeat bosses for them or anything like that anymore. You still have to obviously do the reactors and bases to obviously get hold of the ones you want, but you no longer have to go off and fight a specific person to actually unlock it.
Okay.
And because they do them on like some of them I had like 30 or 40 of a certain type, so I was just going up and I was just like, yep, do the lot, and it will just play through animations of them opening and what you're getting out of them, which is cool to sort of like use them up and get a load of catalysts and things that you might necessarily need, because I've got all the weapons now apart from the two melee weapons, because they've got like quite annoyingly low drop rates at the moment. I will say getting hold of those will be a bit of a bugger, because not only do you need things on like a bested, like a 13% chance drop, you also need like 100 of each of these different materials to craft each of the 3 parts for the weapon.
Okay.
So they're not going to be fast. And there is a pass. There's like a new sword pass that offers new cosmetics and bits and bobs with its own separate way of leveling up. Although I think it should just level up alongside the original pass that you have. To be fair, would have just been easier doing it that way, similar to how Fortnite does it, regardless of what passes you've got. The XP you earn goes across all of them.
Yeah. Cool.
So, and Street Fighter 6. I was just
back on that.
going for it. Well, there's a pass on there that's tied in with like Sea Viper, who's coming soon.
Nice.
So I was just like hammering through that before that runs out. I think it's been generous. That runs out on the 22nd, so it's no longer run. They no longer seem to run for like a couple of weeks. They sort of give you about a month at least, which is good.
Right. Cool.
There was no way in hell I could have even tried playing that.
No, no,
a
not
couple of weeks back.
No way.
It's still one of the most uncomfortable games to play. I will say that, and probably Fortnite Festival, because I've got a kind of. I always play certain games with my hand, like just tapping the buttons. I don't have like my right hand round the controller. I usually have it resting on my leg, and I'm using my fingers on the buttons, which isn't a comfortable way of playing at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oof. All right, sweet. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's me done.
All right, sweet. Okay, well, you'll be surprised to hear my most played game this week is a PlayStation game, but not the game you're going to think of. Astrobot.
Oh, weird. It wasn't the game I thought of.
No. Bit of a backstory to this. My son, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to delete my game save.
Oh.
So,
nice. Did you not get it back from the cloud? Or
no, because basically he plays on my profile and we had 3 game saves on there, and mine was number 1 and his was 2 and 3, right? But for some reason I went onto it and I was like, "Why I've only got like 4 robots?"
Has he saved over yours?
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I deleted it because I wanted to start it again." I was like, "That was my one. That was my save." You know, because he has this thing. Because he has this thing with these sort of games. He likes to start them again, which is fine, but not on my fucking game save. So anyway, I said to him,
"Do you only have 3, or is that you just had 3 at the top and he just?"
No, you only get 3 per profile, so he always plays with my profile for some weird reason. Anyway, so in the game you can only have a maximum of 3 game saves.
That's pretty poor, but
yeah. So anyway, I was like, right, Marcus, we are gonna get me all my robots back. So we had a bit of a mission, and it's actually been really fun. Like, it's one of those, like we talked about. I briefly mentioned replayability of games when Nick was talking about Goldeneye. This game is great for replayability because it is so fun, and the way that me and Marcus were playing it is we, like, for the normal levels, we take it in turns, like do a level each. And then once we got to the challenge levels, which are really hard, each time one of us failed, we'd pass the controller off to each other.
That's the best way to play stuff like that, because it then becomes like almost like a fun competition.
Yeah, but also it gives you a little bit of a rest because because the challenge levels are for a kids game are really fucking hard,
Yeah.
and I find myself getting really frustrated. And when you get frustrated, you rush and you make mistakes and stuff like that. But when you're handing off the controller to each other, it gives you like a couple of minutes break just to unwind a tiny bit, So we've played hours of it. So we've done every level again, maxed out gold on every main level. I even did the master challenge level again, and that took me about 2 hours to do because it's so fucking hard. And now all we have left to do is a few of the speedrun levels and a few of the challenge levels in the Skull World, as we call it. So when the game came out, because I've added quite a bit of content to this. So when the game came out, there was a maximum of 300 robots to get. And now it's up to 332 or something. We've got about 8 to get still. So, and they definitely added ones because I got Cloud yesterday, and there was definitely no Final Fantasy characters in it when I played it originally. So yeah, it's just a great fun game because it's kind of like PlayStation's version of kind of Mario in a weird way, because you got your mascot as Astrobot, but it's kind of a love letter to PlayStation because it's all PlayStation themed, the game anyway, where the challenge levels are all triangle, circle, X and square. In the main hub world, it's a giant PS5 is the main thing you got to repair, in the main story. And all the robots you find are character themed from all sorts of games, from obviously all the PlayStation franchises, but other ones like Metal Gear.
It's like Sackboy in that regard, I think.
Yeah. But it's just, I would probably go ahead and say this is probably one of the best games that PlayStation have brought out, because it's just a cute game you can play with your kids, but even for adults like me, it's a tough challenge. Like, some of those levels are really hard, and it has the replayability, especially when you're trying to find those, like if you've gone for a level and missed a robot or a puzzle piece, because there's always those secrets to find, so you'll go back and try and find them. But it doesn't make it too hard, because once you've done a level, when you go back and replay it at the beginning, you can pay 200 gold for a little bird that follows you around and it starts blooping.
Yeah, points out the secrets. Yeah.
So yeah, that's been our main game this week. It's just reminded me, one, how great this game is, but again, how much replayability games are like this actually have, and that's why, he had multiple game saves and he kept on starting it again, because he got to a point where he'd found all the robots he wanted and wanted to do it again from fresh. So, and I have to say, it is the only PlayStation game that I've platinumed as well. So that's how much we love this game. And I had a look on the PlayStation website, and I've noticed that there is an Astrobot controller, so I'm ordering him one for his birthday. And I ordered myself a 30-year anniversary PS5 controller, and that arrived on Friday. So I've been using that, and it's very lovely. But yeah, Astrobot is amazing. If you haven't played it and you've got PS5, check it out. It's a great game.
I do want it, but I'm waiting for a sale, but it hasn't gone on sale for a year.
That's a problem. Like, PlayStation are a bit like Nintendo on their big games. Yeah. Their games don't go on sale, because I've been trying to convince Peebs to pick up Gran Turismo 7, because I've been playing that a lot this week again. But he's like, oh, it's too expensive. I'm like, bloody hell, the game's like 3 years old. It's still full price.
I mean, sometimes Gran Turismo will go down to 35 quid. That's pretty much as cheap as you're ever going to get it.
Yeah, I did notice the Ultimate Edition on the PlayStation Store was on sale this week. It was like 55 quid. That's for the Ultimate version with all the DLC cars and stuff.
Yeah, but I suck. I need you to come around my house and get all the licenses for me because I can't do it.
I only just got all the licenses myself last week, and now I'm going. So, so I've been playing it a lot today and yesterday. Because there's a lot I never did in it because I spent a lot of time just playing it online and doing the cafe book. But now I've done all the licenses and now I'm going through and trying to do the challenges. There's a challenge mode area on the top left of the map. Well, hard, fucking proper hard. There's one race on there I must have retried about 10 times and I still can't do it. So again, good replayability for Gran Turismo because I've put over 300 hours into that now and I'm still really enjoying it. There's always stuff to do, which I really like about it.
They're adding an anniversary update soon, aren't they? At some point, aren't they?
Yes.
To celebrate 10
It's
years.
supposed to be a big update, isn't it? Yeah.
No, more than 10 years, isn't it? Definitely. It's like 100 or 10 million, 100 million sales, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's coming out in December, that update, patch, or whatever you want to call it. They're adding loads of cars and some tracks as well. But I don't know, it's one of those, it's weird because, you know, when you're just kind of chilling and you don't want to play online with anybody, like, I find Gran Turismo 7, like, I get the vibe of feeling like I'm a teenager again playing Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 1 or 2. And what I mean by that is there's always challenges or things to do just in the game. Like, the single player, there's so much content in there. Like, race-wise, there's a little percentage thing, and I've only done 52% of the single-player races that are available. So I was just willy-nilly just doing them. You've got your weekly challenges, like your weekly races to do. And then I've discovered that challenge mode thing on the map where it's like there's about 8 different things with about 8 races in per one. And you can get bronze, silver or gold. And if you get all bronze, you get a car. Then if you get all gold, you get a car. And I'm only on like the third lot of challenges and I'm struggling. I'm really struggling on it. But it's not just races. It's like there's one on there which is really tough. And it might not sound tough. It's fuel economy. So basically it's get as far as you can around the track with only 5% fuel.
Yeah, I remember those the challenges and stuff.
Yeah, and it's really tricky. Really, really tricky. I can only get bronzes on them. So there's all these different modes, and it's just, you know, yeah, and because those challenges don't take a long time to do each go, it's kind of like, oh, you can pick up for 20 minutes and try a couple of times and go about your day. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. There's a few of those PlayStation games where you think, oh, fucking hell, 70 quid. Oh, I don't want to pay that. But then you end up spending hundreds of hours on it. And then you look back and think, actually, I've got good value for money there from the time I've spent playing it, you know?
Plus, it's great in VR.
I hear it is. Not that I've experienced it.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I wish I could.
When your head isn't poking through the top of the car.
Yeah, I've done that.
But I would like to get more friends on my friends list or added or playing this because I do the challenges and it has a leaderboard on the challenges and on the licenses, and I only have 2 people on my friends list in that leaderboard. So I don't know what people are doing. Obviously not playing Gran Turismo. So it would be nice to see more people on that leaderboard, or to try and set up some races or something with people. Because I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it at the minute. It's such a fun game. So
I do like because they're like from PS1. You know, like even the sound effects going through the menus are very similar to the PS1.
Yeah.
So you just get that nostalgia, don't you?
Of course, yeah. And it's just the quality of the product. Oh, it's, you know, the graphics, like no console racer can even compete with the graphics of Gran Turismo, let alone any PC games. I really like the handling. the different views you got on the cars, and just to say the content is just, there's so much single player content there. It's awesome, and then you add in the sport mode for the multiplayer, and that just adds so much more fun as well. It's just such a complete product, in my opinion. It really,
compared to the last one, yes.
yeah, definitely, and it's just oozes that car culture, you know.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Have you guys played anything else? Because I've got a few more games that I have played.
Not really, no.
Not really.
I've got a bit more.
Oh, Nick.
One more. Well, I've been playing my MetaQuest VR, and that's had a new or fairly decent UI update the last month or so. It's upset a few people on my MetaQuest on Facebook, the friends groups, because it seems to roll out for whoever gets it first. If you see what I mean, it's not
right.
Today it's going out for everyone. Some people will get it, and it could be some people are I'm still in June, and they haven't rolled out to me yet, and that's the sort of thing it does. But I mean, I've got my update. It seems it's just the UI is slightly different. It seems a bit slicker and fast. It's basically the same thing, but rather than it's easier to get to your library than the old one. If you know what I mean, because you had some pins at the bottom of your UI, but you could only pin 2 things, and the other pins you couldn't customize. Whereas this one now, you just press the little MetaQuest thing at the bottom, and then click library, and then all your games are up. So that's a lot easier.
Right.
So it's similar to that, and yeah, it seems a bit faster, moving between everything. But I don't know if it's just that because the camera pass through, because you can see the camera, so you could see where you are in your room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That seems a little bit better as well. And then after that, it got a lot better because my prescription lens I ordered from America from Hans VR turned up.
Oh, brilliant!
Which a while ago. I mean, they're on sale again now. I mean, it was just over £40 delivered.
Right, that's not too bad, I guess.
The official one, well, I say the official, they've outsourced it, but the Meta recommended ones are about £85.
Oh.
Double the price. The only difference is with these ones, you could get them cheaper if you want, but I've got ones where they're magnetic as well, and you get come with a little pouch. You just put in your prescription. You can either put the numbers in or send them a picture of your prescription card, which is good. So it come in a little case, left and right, things like that, and a little microfiber cloth. But what you do is basically you clip them into the headset, but then the little lenses are magnetic. So if you're using with a friend or a girlfriend like I am, and you're sort of swapping, you just take them out really quickly. Because whereas the other ones, you'd have to snap them in and snap them out. And I just think if you were to do that a lot, you're probably going to break them or break the headset, or at least, because there's a little groove around the eye socket, if you see what I mean, of the headset. It sort of pushes in, whereas these, it stays in all the time, and you just take the top out. And yeah, who'd have thought having your prescription glasses lenses would actually make it you could actually see it now, all the text a lot more clearer and stuff like that. So I was playing Resident Evil 4 for about another hour or so, and I didn't feel as motion sick, or well, not motion sick, sort of eye strain what I used to get. I suppose that's because before, when you have that year or two before you find out you need glasses, that sort of thing, those type of headaches and eye strains, you know what I mean, Webby?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I got that improved. So I played Resident Evil for about an hour or so, and still my Les Mills body combat, I'm still doing that, and that's helped because a lot of the text has improved, and you can actually see the pads that you have to punch coming from a little bit, I know it's only a split second, but when you've got to go sometimes that quick to try and keep up, so I was still trying to do that. I mean, haven't done this week, so I've been working 12-hour shifts, but I tried to get in this week, play it all day. So we play for about an hour or so, burn about 400-500 calories. But actually, like, even in the summer was bad, but even now when it's cooled down a bit, absolutely dripping in sweat.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for anyone if they walk past my back door and see me like jiggling up and down, because in my head I'm like some boxing master doing everything and look really cool. But I'm pretty sure, because my girlfriend has told me I look like a complete twat when I do it.
That was nice of her.
That's nice of you, yeah.
But then I filmed her playing Beat Saber, and then I got like, delete that.
That's when she's beating your saber.
No, that came later. Fucking hell.
That's what she said.
I wish she'd put the effort into that as she does Beat Saber. Fucking hell.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's pretty much me done. So we've got to go through yours, Webby, if Switch is done.
Yeah, I think he said he was.
Yeah, I've done, yeah.
Right, I'm just going to quickly blast through. I've been playing lots more of F1 2025. Don't need to talk about that anymore. It's F1. It's still amazing. Absolutely love it. Other games that I've been playing. I've been playing still a lot of Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition on my Steam Deck. I love it, man. Match free without the annoying add-ons that are adverts being pumped at you. Old school Puzzle Quest that you all know and love from the Xbox 360. Good times. It's available on all systems. Check it out. I can't really say much more than that. It's a match-free game with a cool little story. Yeah, Puzzle Quest is awesome. Okay. Played some more Batman Telltale on the PS5. I've only done the first chapter, but I'm really enjoying it. It's just like it's Telltale Games interactive kind of movie, as you know, but it's Batman. Absolutely loving that. And I know it's an oldie now, but it's great. Just a couple of new games I just want to briefly mention as well. I've started playing Sword of the Sea on the PS5. I'm quite enjoying this little game. Not really sure what it's about still. You're this statue which gets made alive and you have a sword, but your sword is like a floating skateboard or surfboard or whatever you want to call it, and you go around this desert world and you solve puzzles and it turns into water and there's flying dolphins and things. Very artsy-fartsy, lots of little gold things to collect, which give you more stunt moves for your skateboard, whatever you want to call it, your skateboard sword. And then like there's these weird areas which you go to, and it's like you think you're playing this artsy-fartsy game where you're traveling around turning sand into water, and then it's like beat the time by getting all these points doing tricks, and I'm like thinking to myself, am I playing Tony Hawk's now? It's like it's a really weird mishmash of game styles. Like it's like a skateboard game mixed with exploration and artsy-fartsy stuff. It's made by the Journey people. So it's definitely high quality. It is fun. It is really, really fun. But that's all I can say about it, really. It's just explore, solve puzzles, get water from sand, and do some tricks and things on your skateboard sword. Yeah. And last game that I've played, I still haven't finished this, is Cronos. I'm really trying to finish this game before moving on to something else, because I really want to play... I've got such a backlog of new games. I got Dying Like the Beast I've not played yet, and Trails in the Sky first chapter, and Silent Hill F to play, which I've not played at all this week because I'm trying to finish Cronos. And this game, I think it's just because, as I said earlier on the podcast, it's just I've been really busy at work in the day, and then in the evening I don't want to sit on my PC anymore. So all these games I've just mentioned are all on my PC, and I'm not wanting to be sitting at my PC, so it's kind of defeating the object of having the games on there. So I've only played a little bit of Cronos. I mean, if anyone has played it, they'll know where I am. I am in a kind of, I think it's, my mind. I've got to save this woman. I think it's a hospital. She's stuck in a lift. There's a woman stuck in a lift, and I've got to get these 3 things to inject the stuff into the monster to get rid of the monster thing to get the lift to work. If you've played it, you'll know what I mean. If not, don't worry about it. Graphics, as I said before, are amazing. I'm kind of getting the story now. More has been revealed as I've been playing. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But still, the enemies are really bullet spongy. There's been quite a few really tough parts of the game which have been quite frustrating. Where I just probably haven't explored enough and got ammo and made ammo and all that bullshit. But, you know, I'm enjoying it. It is a goodish game, but I would say, as I've said before already, it's just good, average good, not amazing or anything. I was going to say, if you're going to pick it up on console or something, I'd wait for a sale and pick up Hell Is Us instead, because Hell Is Us is amazing. Yeah, that's all I can say on Cronos. I've still not finished it, but it's intriguing. It's very much like Dead Space. If you're into that horror type stuff, give it a bish bash bosh. That's all I've played.
Sweet.
And my throat is now hurting because we've been talking for over 3 hours.
Exactly.
So if you guys have nothing else to say, I think we're going to end it here.
Sounds good.
I'm good.
At least they've got an extra long one for their week off, so they should be happy.
Yeah.
Yes. So reminder, yes, thank you, Nick. We're not here next week. And maybe the week after. Not 100% on the week after yet, but I'll let you know in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, join it. The link's in the show notes. Yes. So on that note, it's been awesome. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Been a good time. Thank you to everyone who stayed on Twitch the whole time. There's been 2 of you, which have stayed on for the whole 3 hours. You're insane. Thank you very much. So yes, so from all of us here, it's been awesome. We'll see you in a few weeks. Goodbye.